What's up, good people? What is up, good people? We are in the building. Mic sound look like it sound good. Everything looks like it's sounding good. Welcome to the show. Took Monday off. Was a little bit upset about that. I didn't want to. I like the Mondays. I like to get the week started off right. So I hate that I didn't get it jumped off the way that I wanted to. I see we got people following on in. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in. Let people know that you're here. We about to get this thing started. About to get this thing going. I appreciate everybody catching it now or catching it after it's uploaded. Each and every one of you. Let me make sure that I didn't mess my camera up. Damn, I need to go edge that up a little bit. Sitting here looking at my haircut. Not my haircut, just my little beard shape up. Anyway, let's get this thing started. I'm doing too much of a ramble. Don't know if I got the camera set where I need to be. Yeah, that's fine. All right, I'm sitting here dotting I's and crossing T's. Y'all forgive me. Dotting I's and crossing T's, just making sure I got things set. I feel like I need to play with this camera a little more. I'm going to show y'all some behind the scenes footage. Hold on. My method of making sure that I'm properly in focus. See, my face is normally right there. So, seeing my hand, making my hand come in focus like that. That's where my face going to be. There it goes. Hold on. There we go. Had to show y'all one of my little tricks to make sure that I'm properly in focus as I could be. All right, now we about to start the show. Y'all saw some behind the scenes footage. And now when I find the intro, we rolling. Let's
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
What is going on? What's up, good people? Welcome back to the show. Welcome back. Welcome back. Like I said in the pre-intro, pre-ramble, I was saying that I was upset, disappointed that I didn't make it on the air yesterday. I like to get the week started off right with a good, excellent Monday. Didn't make that happen. I did drop a pre-recorded video. Actually, I made it in the studio late and did some editing. Dropped a pre-recorded video that's up right now. That's up right now. After you get through with this live stream, I highly recommend you go do that. It was actually a clip. But you'll like it. I'm gonna start doing that, taking the best part of the 3-hour show, and then delivering it to you, 10, 15 minutes of the best part. So the people that, can't always catch the best parts and can't always sit through the whole 3 hours can definitely have something to have and hold from the previous stream. Uneducated Lame says we were disappointed too. I'm sorry. Sorry I let you down, gentlemen. Sorry I let you down. Ladies and gentlemen. Sorry I let you down. I definitely wanted to get in here and make something happen. But shout out to the early bird squads, those that make it in bright and early. Y'all see the title, y'all see the thumbnail, so you know we about to get into it. A woman on a show with athletes. The show is called I Am Athlete. I don't know why they have this chick on there. I don't know why they do it. But they had a woman on their show. She wasn't an athlete. I don't know what role she has to the show. I think she worked in sports, maybe like a sports. I think she may have been an agent. I'm not even 100% sure. But it was ridiculous, the argument that she was making, impromptu. The show wasn't about athletes and strippers and whether or not strippers are similar to athletes. But she went all the way there, went full gangster, made the argument that the NFL players are essentially slaves or whatever. You're no different than a slave. You're no different than a stripper. She just went off on these millionaire successful men on their show. Does that ring a bell? Does that ring a bell? But so we about to be getting into that. But shout out to the early bird squad, those that make it in bright and early before we even get things started. Appreciate each and every one of you. Athlete work 20 times harder, even if they sell. I'm sorry, I can't. It's small. Let me make it bigger so I can see it, because I can't see that. Even if they sell they body to the highest bidder. Strippers come predominantly with too many issues and take money from anyone. Yes. Almost, not literally anyone, but almost any woman can find somewhere to strip. Almost any woman can strip. Not almost, only on like 1 in a million men can get paid for their athleticism. That's one key difference. We about to get into it. I gotta let y'all hear the argument that was made, so y'all won't know I'm not just pulling it out of nowhere. Okay, I'm seeing something interesting in the chat. Let me shout out to early birds real quick. Those that make it in bright and early. Uneducated Lame in the building says never seen the strip club girls go to the White House after winning a stripper bowl. Oh, that's a good one. She must have been on the short bus if she think that. Shaking my head. Absolutely. Salute Bernard, Excalibur. Salute Jay Monta. I keep wanting to say Montana when I see that. Edward Anderson in the building. He says, of course they don't. Salute to Edward Anderson. Uneducated Lame in the building says stuff like this you only hear in the black community. No, actually, that's Edward Anderson that says that. Stuff like this you only hear in the black community. That's true. He said, I lost brain cells just accepting that there are people / women who believes this nonsense. Oh, yeah, we about to get into it. We about to dig deep into that. 66 people in here. Hit the like button. Shout out to E. Capone. Shout out to Logan JJ. And look at y'all. Here y'all go. Somebody come look at this. Who that on the thumbnail? I don't know who that is. I just found a picture of a woman. You're gonna see the woman who actually said it though when the when I rolled the Not So Beautiful Being footage. You're gonna see the woman who said it. So just be patient with that. Here that comes. But shout out to the one and only Uncle Stu, the old man on the block. Shout out to that brother. always support the channel. You always support the stream. Definitely got a lot of respect for Uncle Stu in the building. Shout out to him. Also, shout out to, he says, that thumbnail, she couldn't have said that nonsense. Now, why do you say she couldn't have said it? Don't think just because somebody attractive that somehow like, it's like you I'm trying to understand that comment. Like, you don't want to believe that she said it because you don't want this person who's attractive to be also the dummy who said something like that? I could be reaching, but it's something that I'm observing. A complete side note. I notice it's a lot of times that a lot of guys in this space, when a woman is attractive, but she starts saying something stupid, dudes will start saying that, will say that she's not attractive. It's almost like if she's attractive, that makes you take into consideration or give more validity to what somebody is saying, to what a woman is saying, if she's attractive. Being attractive just means that when you say it, more people are going to see it. It don't mean you right or any less right or less wrong. It just means more people are going to see it when you say it, or more people are going to hear it when you say it. But that's an interesting concept, something I was playing around with. But shout out to Uncle Stu, appreciate the super chat. And shout out to Paul Game. But I don't know why you think that the person in the thumbnail could not have said that. The person in the thumbnail is a stripper. A stripper would say that. But oddly enough, the person who made the statement that I'm going to show is very far from a stripper. Actually, a very conservatively dressed, business professional looking woman in a pantsuit. That's the funny thing about it. That's the most interesting thing about it to me. Derek Eaton in the building. He says the digital footprint Black women are leaving is astonishing. Shaking my head. Shout out to you. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Appreciate the $5 super chat. But y'all know how I do. I like to dig right. I like to dig right into it. Jump right on it. I like to jump right on it. I think, and after I touch on this, I think I may touch on, and I don't even like to use the word touch on when I say what I'm about to say, but I think I might touch on the incident, the situation where I don't even know who it is. I think it may have been a rapper talking about his mom, Jim Jones. I told y'all I don't be knowing these people. He was talking about how his mom taught him how to tongue kiss. I may have to say something about that. That was. I might talk about that after I get through this. We'll see, man. We'll see. But anyway, on the subject. The show, I Am Athlete, is actually a good show. I've covered it before. It's basically a bunch of athletes. They get together, they chop it up, they talk about, life, they talk about black male issues. They do. It would qualify to some degree. I mean, we were talking about black male media. It would qualify. I think it would qualify as black male media. I looked up who's all behind it, and some of the athletes that are on the show are executive producers on the show, but it is some people of other denominations who got a hand in the making of the show. That is worth pointing out. But overall, it would qualify. It would definitely qualify as black male media. So I respect it. I like it. I like some of the stuff that they talk about. But these guys, they not exactly manospherians. I've covered how they said a lot of very simpish stuff. Some of them professional athletes and rappers, we already know this, they be some of the biggest simps. So some of them aren't necessarily, what did Uncle David, what did David Carroll say? Not the sharpest. Not the sharpest tool or the brightest. What, I forgot what he's be saying. I mean, he'd be going in on the brothers. Yeah, some of them fit in that category, but overall, good show. Yeah, indigenous TV, huge alpha simps. Or as I don't know if Rollo Tomasi coined the phrase. I'll just give him credit for it. He said it's a lot of blue pill alphas. Like that's a thing. That's a thing. A blue pill alpha. It is a thing that exists. They're blue pill. They're alpha in the sense that yes, they have access to women. Women roll out the sexual red carpet for them, make it easy for them, but they're still blue pill, which is hard to wrap your mind around. Because if you're that guy that got that easy sexual access to women, you're the guy that knows that a woman, hashtag not all, but enough of them, if they see somebody else that, they will, for certain dudes, they will break all the rules and operate the same way that they say men operate. And if you're a professional athlete, you've seen women come running at you screaming. They got full-blown boyfriends, if not a ring on their finger. And so you see behind the curtain when you're an athlete. So it's hard for dudes who got it like that, who just their whole, rather their money or just sexual market value is high up there in the top, 5%, 1%. Just if you just got it like that, you're a one percenter in terms of female desirability. I find that really hard for you to be blue pill, but some of them are. It's a fascinating thing. My brother always had it easy with women, and one thing about him, he was born red pill. He was born red pill. It was stuff that he would know, that he would talk. It was stuff that he wouldn't even talk to me about stuff because it was just over my head. Like because he had experienced a lot and seen a lot, so it's hard to be that dude who's like just that, especially I hate some of our terms, I do, but like the sexual alpha, not some alpha in the sense that he conquered the business world, but no, I'm just talking about that just genetic sexual alpha type of dude. I know what I'm talking about. It's hard to imagine dudes like that being blue pill. I know my brother, he had it like that with women. He was just a natural. He just naturally had it like that. And when I had to go and live a little bit, I had to go live a little bit to get caught up to where he was at 19. I had to go live some life, married, divorced, and come back, and then go talk to my brother like, hey man, you used to be saying some stuff that went over my head back when I was lost out there, but anyway, getting on to the tape. In like normal fashion, I don't got the tape ready to go not exactly at the right spot that I want it to be at, but we're going to roll into the point to where when the chicks start clowning. But shout out to the gentleman on this show. It's a good show. Can't deny the good show that it is, but it be some nonsense being said on the show from time to time.
Where are the times in your career?
Wait, hold on. Let me back up.
Able to control me.
So the sound will go back to actually understanding what the artist is saying. Being there,
Lyrics.
substance with lyrical.
Okay, right now they just talking about rappers and music and not being able to understand Florida rappers or something. So they was on a completely different subject. So this chick, she did basically kick down the door with this whole athletes are slaves and you're no different than a stripper that she's saying to a bunch of millionaires who could buy her. Anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, they're lyrical. I still can't understand the shit.
What does WAP stand for?
What does WAP stand for?
Wet ass.
That's what you making songs about, the lyrics and stuff.
What's wrong with that?
Come on, man.
Nothing.
If you're blessed with it, why can't you talk about it? Why can't women own their sexuality? Why do y'all
keep in mind? Okay. Let me not pause it while her eyes are rolled in the back of her head. So let me hold on.
have such a problem?
Okay. I didn't want to pause it with her eyes rolled in the back of her head. Looked like she's going through like an exorcism or something. So I had to unpause, not pause it on that moment. But think about this. Think long and hard about this. Okay. Look at this woman. Holy crap. I didn't even realize it. She got a whole ring on her left hand, unless the camera is flipped backwards. She got a whole ring on her left hand. So this is a conservatively dressed I don't want to say classy, but no, I mean, if you just look at her and you didn't know what was going on, you think, business, professional, educated, intelligent, not ratchet, not out there in the streets, not out there, that's what you think when you think about her. But here she is, somebody who's a representative of what should be, the the better, more intellectual, right-minded type of black women. But look what she's putting the cape on for. Look at what she's going to the mat for. She's going to the mat for WAP. That's what she's going to the mat for. And she's about to be going to the mat for strippers. I mean, that's like some Ivy League educated dude. Some dude who just successful, educated, business professional, killing it out in the world, mover and shaker. But he about to put a cape on and go to the mat for the drug dealer in the thug culture lifestyle. Like that. That's literally the same as doing that. And there are some black men that do it. That's a problem with black folks. We will make it to the top of society, but then still reach down and make excuses for the worst parts of our culture. That's what this lovely lady, as Dennis Sperling calls him, that's what this lovely lady is doing. But anyway.
It's about the lyrics and stuff.
What's wrong with that?
Come on, man.
Nothing.
Make sure y'all got it. Hold on, back up a little bit.
I think history repeats itself, so the sound will go back to actually understanding what the artist is saying. Being there's substance with the lyrical.
Yeah.
I mean, they're lyrical. I still can't understand the shit.
What does WAP stand for?
What does WAP stand for?
Wet ass.
That's what you making songs about the lyrics and stuff.
What's wrong with that?
Come on, man.
Nothing.
If you're blessed with it, why can't you talk about it?
Why
can't women own their sexuality? Why do y'all have such a problem? You want to own their sexuality, but you don't want women to own their sexuality. And
now, again, that's how you know you're talking to a card-carrying feminist. She just charged these men up with wanting to own women's sexuality. Do these men are they pimps? Do they own a strip club? Are they in the adult film business? In what way are these men, in any way, shape, or form, trying to own females' sexuality? And in a broad, general way, like so she just out the blue, out of nowhere, and unprompted, just charged these men up with wanting to own women's sexuality, just for the simple fact that these men are men, and therefore that's just what men are. That's just what men want to do. They want to own female sexuality. She's like that's how you know somebody is just ideologically blinkered. They're just they have the on setting, the switch, the on switch is flipped up, and she's just going in that direction unprompted. Don't know nothing about how these guys think. It's nothing that's been said on this show or nothing they've said publicly that implies that they want to own female sexuality. He just sit there talking about, when they talking about rappers and stupid lyrics, he just said, what do WAP stand for? And he just said, that's just a goofy thing to rap about. That's it. But she just went all the way there. She went all the way there. Said Bernard, Channing Crowder is the only one that gets it. This is Channing Crowder right there. He's going to argue the point. Okay, he's going to argue the point. Okay, could have been better, but that's the manosphere. We normally get it right when it comes to arguing the points. A lot of dudes end up deep off in those situations where they talking to chicks like this and they don't know how to pierce right through the bull crap. But anyway, let's roll it.
That is the problem. Ooh. Well, how about this?
Back up just a little bit.
Why can't women own their sexuality? Why do y'all have such a problem? You want to own their sexuality, but you don't want women to own their sexuality. And that is the problem. Well, how about this? NFL is modern day slavery. Make yourself better than a stripper.
NFL
What's
modern
the
day
difference between
slavery.
you?
Modern day
Yes.
slavery.
See, right there in one sentence, she said NFL's modern day slavery. She basically saying she put in the same sentence. In the same sentence. Like that's a lot of effery to pack into one sentence when you in the same sentence said that you're a slave and you're no better than a stripper. She compared them to a slave and a stripper all in the same sentence.
Stephen Ross, make yourself better. Problem.
Ooh.
Well, how about this? NFL is modern day slavery. Make yourself better than a stripper.
And oh, by the way, to the chick that I was talking to yesterday that just dropped a pre-recorded video playing the clip of it, well, she's talking about spicy and when she like if a Latina woman was up there saying that, we wouldn't just call it spicy. No. We would say that that's a masculine out-of-pocket woman, just to be sure. Just to be sure, we would say that that's a very masculine out-of-pocket woman. And when we say she's trying to say that, y'all take a woman's fieriness or a woman's passion and you try to say that she's masculine and combative. No, like I explained, we know the difference from a masculine combative woman. We're watching it, okay? They try to talk to us like we stupid, but no, we're watching it right now. We see it right now. It's happening before our eyes. All right.
Well, how about this? NFL is modern day slavery. Make yourself better than a stripper.
NFL modern day slavery. Modern day slavery.
Stephen
What was the
Stephen Ross-
What was the
Stephen Ross
slave
owns your
salary
ass.
cap? What was the slave
Stephen
salary
Ross
cap?
owns
He
your
owned
ass.
me, and he paid me millions.
And how does
Pay
it
me
feel?
millions.
And how does it
Pay
feel?
me millions.
And slaves got
And he
paid
became
too.
famous.
And slaves got paid too.
Slaves got paid.
Slaves got paid
What did
too.
they pay with?
Oh my goodness. Shout out to E Capone. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you, Darth Low Trademark. That's where I'm at with it too. How does she even get in the room? Why is she there? Well, why? No, see, I won't say that because I don't mind having the conversation. I don't. But yeah, okay, I ain't about to get into that. I let a woman up on my show yesterday, and we had the conversation. We had the debate. But damn. Her okay. I want to try to make this point. Hopefully, I didn't miss anybody super chat. Appreciate all of y'all. I do want to make this point here. This is an important point that need to be made. Her desire to try to take the accomplishments of these men and bring it down to the point that where she's literally arguing that they're no different from a slave, no different from a stripper. That's taking whatever you see these brothers doing. Like, put it like this. If she was sitting there with, let's just say, some retired white players, she's sitting there with Peyton and Eli Manning and Brian Urlacher. I'm having a hard time thinking of white players that are not quarterbacks. That's a whole nother debate, whole nother story. But let's just say she's sitting there with Brian Urlacher, JJ Watt, Peyton, and Eli Manning. She's sitting there with them. Do you think she would say to them that they're modern day slaves? Do you think she would say to them, quit naming names, Tim Tebow. Do you think she would say to them that they're no different than a stripper? That's taking what black men do and trying to bring it down to try to reduce it down no matter what, and then taking the nothingness of what somebody else done, rather you're talking about a slave or a stripper, and trying to elevate that to bigger than what these brothers have done and accomplished, being one in a million athletes. Now, I'm going to talk about how, yes, we shouldn't just be owning the franchises. We should be owning, and I say we, I mean, I'm talking, it's a lot to get into. But I do support NBA players if they just walk off the court and just start their own league. It's so much bureaucratic logistics in that. Can players actually owning the league that they play in? That's weird. But either way it go, it's possible. It's possible. So I will grant that from the outset here. But see, here's the thing, and here's the problem. Here's the problem. No matter what they do, okay, if they're athletes who are making millions of dollars, well, so what? You don't own the team. Okay, Michael Jordan, and there's been a few other black sports owners. Okay, they own the team. Well, so what? You don't own the league. Okay, well, what happens when they finally do what I just talked about? When they own the league? Oh, okay, well, that money you're making, you're not giving it back to the community. You're not supporting the women and the children and the single mothers who help to get y'all to where y'all at. It's like no matter what, there's going to be a goalpost relocation engineer type of deal. Now, yes, it'll be nice. I mean, again, I say this all the time, that it would be nice if the league that black athletes played in, if either the black athletes themselves or black people in general owned those leagues. That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. But again, as I've always pointed out, all we're talking about right there is billions of dollars being funneled into the pockets of black top 1%ers. That's all that will be happening. If black people own 13% of the wealth in this country, 1% of black people would own, less than 1% of black people will own 50% of it, and 90% of that wealth, that 13% of the wealth in this country, it would be in the hands of probably the top 10% of black people. How do we know that? Because that's how it is with every other group. That's how it is with every other group. So this whole parity that we think that if black people own more stuff, that it's going to trickle down and we all going to be rich, we made it. No. It will be a situation where the Michael Jordans of the world, our billionaires, instead of them being worth, $5 to $10 billion, instead of them being worth that, they'll be worth 40 to 50 to $100 billion. And a lot of our high millionaires, what I mean by that, like those that are worth, 500 million, 400 million, those will be in the billions. It will work out something like that, to where our rich will get richer, and maybe there will be more jobs for the normal common folks. That 40K we talk about may bump up to 45 or 50K. Okay, that's how it will work. So we don't benefit from black men or black athletes owning the leagues that they play in. We don't significantly benefit from that. We don't. But it would be nice. That's the only thing. It would be nice. It would be nice if they owned it. Judge Zilla the Beast in the building says, Bernard Riley, if NFL players are slaves/strippers, then what are the rest of us? That is the question. That is the operative, most important question there, and that actually is going to get tackled. That actually is going to get tackled on here. Okay. And you're going to see what her response is. Tan in the building says, I remember when this aired. I watched this show, but I didn't even know when this aired. This popped up. This just recently popped up to me. He said, I remember when this aired live, comments were going in on her, and hold on, let me make that bigger so I can see it. Going in on her, and there's numbers dropped until they stopped letting women on their show. Black women lost cause. Hold on, wait a minute. You said their numbers dropped until they stopped letting women on their show. Well, I don't know about that. Well, okay. Well, let me say this. They still let women on their show. They do like a little subplot show where this show is called I Am Athlete. And on the same I Am Athlete channel, they do something called I Am Woman. On the same channel. They didn't create a separate channel for women. On that same channel, they do a show called I Am Woman, where women would be like a little round table of 4 or 5 women. Some of them be athletes' wives, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't watch that much of it. But so they have the women have their little round table discussion. So even with black men doing this and building this and creating what is a great show, they are going to give a piece of it to. They're going to give a piece of it to women. They are. Drew Holiday, I did content on that. Worth he recently signed a ridiculous contract, but he donated upwards to like $5 million per year. Well, $5 million in 1 year to Black businesses, startups, initiatives, and organizations. And I looked up the Black businesses that he donated his money to, and 75, I think 70, I think 70% of them or 75% of them. I forgot exactly what it was. I forgot exactly the numbers, but the majority of it went to Black women, Black female organizations. We'll be talking about Black male, doing it ourselves, rolling our sleeves up, making it happen ourselves. But a lot of what we build, we do give it to the women. One of my main staples, one things that I've been saying for the longest, you put that money, you put those resources in the hands of men, you help Black men, you end up helping Black men, Black women, and children, because men are naturally going to take care of women. That's the natural progression of things. You empower women, they're going to take that money and use it to go be strong, independent, and not need no man. That's just what it is. But even the Black men who are in position, they gonna cater and give most of their philanthropy is going to go towards women. And I'm not saying just give Black men handouts. No, I'm talking about invest in businesses. That's all I'm talking about. Invest in businesses, own 10, 20% of it, make that money back. That's just that. I don't like when people do that. Read the NFL contract, Bernard. I'm doing a live show. I can't just go and read that right now. So I would prefer you to explain to me what you're talking about. I would rather you type out in full sentences, what is it that you're saying? What is it in that NFL contract that's relevant to this conversation? And I think Indigenous TV rebutted you without probably don't even know where you're going with it, but I think you were trying to say that the limitations in the NFL contract does make them similar to slaves. Okay. And then Indigenous TV responded correctly by saying, go read the slave contract. Oh, wait. So, yeah. See, I don't go there. I won't go there and say he looking like he want to slap her. But all right, let's roll some more of this not so beautiful bean footage.
And he paid me millions.
And how does it feel? And how does it feel?
Pay me millions.
And slave.
Okay, she was saying Chris, I forgot, somebody Roth owned him. That was the owner of the team he played for. He's saying he owned you. He owned you. Again, if she was sitting next to Peyton Manning, Tim Tebow, Eli Manning, and Brian Urlacher, retired white players, would she be saying that, Jerry Jones, that's a Cowboys owner. None of them play for the Cowboys, but just work with me. That's one of the, NFL owners that I could think of. Jerry Jones owned you. He owned you. Do you think she would be saying that to Eli Manning or Tim Tebow? Do you think she would be saying that? Did you think she would try to denigrate what they've done? Do you honestly think she would do that? Just a thought. Just a thought. I'm still waiting on you, Lotus Scalper, to talk about whatever was in that NFL contract that you think. I'm assuming you're saying it validates what she's saying.
Slaves got paid too. And slaves got paid too.
Slaves got paid.
Slaves got paid too.
Slaves didn't get paid. they that's my vacuum that I use to clean my floor gets free room and board at my house. That's essentially her argument. The mop, broom, and dustpan gets free room and board at my house. Sometimes, sometimes you got a snowblower. Sometimes you have to service the snowblower to keep it working. And come on. That's how slaves got paid. They got fed just enough food to keep alive to work 20 hours the next day. That's how they got paid.
With housing,
as
with
women's
housing,
and a
with
shared
housing.
as same. What are you talking about?
You didn't own your career.
I didn't own my
I don't
career.
think any football player does.
I own mine. I didn't follow any rules.
What that mean though?
I didn't follow the rules.
Did you own it?
Yes.
You paid fines. You paid
Were
over
they
$5 million
were
in
they-
fines in your
Great
career.
question. Were they able to control me?
They
Did I
took
follow
your money.
any rules? Were they able to
No, you
control
didn't
me?
follow any rules.
Thank you. Period.
All right. This goes back to that David Carroll statement about not being the sharpest tool in the box. See, instead of rejecting the premise of what she's saying, he accepted the premise of what she's saying, but then he's trying to argue about why it doesn't apply to him. And he thinks that because he was in the NFL and he made that money, but he didn't follow the rules, he was a rebel, that somehow that means he owned his career. No, like that's it's a stupid argument to make. Now this is where again, Chad Ochocinco, great wide receiver, Chad Johnson, Ochocinco, great wide receiver. Not very bright. Not very bright. See, that's one thing that we can't get into. We can't get into this thing where we're thinking that yes, I work for somebody else, but see, I don't play by the rules. I disrupt the flow. I go in the office and I flip over tables and I act up and act out because I gotta let them know that they don't own me. Like, oh my, like, does a white guy who worked next to you to do the same job, is he, do he have to do that? No, he go to work and he use whatever skills that he's acquired through his life to make money. To say that to even argue that they don't own their career, that's like saying that somebody who's picked up a skill, okay? You picked up a skill and then you're doing contract work, okay? That's like saying Theo, who's making, I think he's making somewhere in the area of 500,000 a year, probably more, 50,000 a month. Do the math. So yeah, about 600,000 a year, 50,000 a month. He does contract work. Okay, he has a skill that's well sought after. People seek him out, or he put his bid in, or however it works, and he goes and he does the job and gets paid a ton of money for doing the job. So he does own his career. He does own his skills and his intelligence. And he uses it. He uses the system, a system that somebody else has a company that needs people with special and specific skills. So he uses his special specific skills to make money. Like that. That's how the world works. Okay. Now, yes, we need more black people owning more businesses and owning more stuff. But to say that anybody who doesn't own it is a slave, they don't own their career. Like, I mean, yes, that's the epitome. That's what you should definitely reach to. You should definitely reach to being an owner. Like so many athletes do when they go and they make their millions. The smart ones in the second half of their life, they figure out something else. They figure out some other way to turn a profit with their money. Or even if they just take that money and they just invest it over time. Regardless of what they're doing, they made that money. It's their money to do what they have to do with it. So to try to say that, okay, they don't own their career. Let's see what Young Jay saying down there. Tell LeBron James, who's a billionaire, he doesn't own his career. Yeah, he owns his career. He could play where he wants to play. He make the money that he wants to make. And whatever he make on the back end with endorsements or things that he's built, he's made, he's been an executive producer on so many different projects. He got his hands in so many different things. He's done documentaries. He's doing all kind of stuff. So it's just a ridiculous argument to try to even. It's just her trying to downgrade what brothers are doing. It's her trying to downgrade what brothers are doing. You made it to the NBA. So what? You don't own the team. If you own the team, so what? You don't own the league. If you own the league, so what? You ain't giving enough of it back to the community. It's just taking a crap on brothers no matter what they do. But this dude's an idiot. Chad Johnson, he's an idiot. He's accepted her premise to where, yeah, we slaves, but see, I wouldn't know slave because I talk back to the massa. It's like, no. That's the ignorant aspect of it. If you do feel that you're a slave, okay, go ahead, make your millions, get out, and then go and build your own stuff. That's how the world works. If every single person owned their own business, then there would be no employees, and there would be no big businesses. There would be no big salaries. There would be no big payouts. There would be no big economy that makes a lot of money. Because if everybody just owned their own business and worked for themselves, then we'd just have a bunch of lemonade stands in front of everybody's house. We wouldn't have big businesses that pay out hundreds of thousands of dollars to people. Now, there's going to be winners and there's going to be losers, and we do need more black people to be winners and be the ones paying out to hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, to other people while making billions. Yes, we need more black people doing that. But the doctor who goes to work and gets paid $400,000 a year, he's not a slave. Like, that's where this shit is just stupid. It's stupid. But this goes back to that whole little, with Chad Johnson saying that, oh yeah, see, I'm gonna act niggerish while working for a professional company because they don't own me. It's like that's where it gets stupid. That's where it gets stupid. And it's crazy because she will validate him, but probably call somebody professional like a Jerry Rice or Marvin Harrison, completely 100% class act guys. She'll denigrate them and say they're a slave. But Chad Johnson, who used to do a lot of chucking and jiving on the TV screen, that's what she's gonna validate. It's like that's ignorant.
Case closed.
And that's why your legacy is different than others. Correct?
Play your game.
And by the way, I forgot about that part. I even missed that part. She said your legacy is different than others. So that is her essentially validating what Chad Johnson is saying, because he acted a fool while making his millions. Now your legacy is different than others, and because
Did I follow any rules? Were they able to control me?
You didn't follow any rules.
Thank you. Period. Case closed.
And that's why your legacy is different than others.
But you had to pay them to play your game.
I don't care.
So every worker at a store is owned by the owner, because they get a salary to work at that store. The people that work at this restaurant, they're owned by the owner of the restaurant because they.
Okay, right now you can look at her face and say that you can see the cognitive dissonance, and you can see where her argument is already lost. You can see that by him saying every employee that work at a store, they're owned by the owner of that store. Now, if she's consistent, she would have to just say yes. If she's consistent. If she's consistent, and if she's not just hating and trying to down talk or denigrate or minimize the accomplishments of black men, if that's not what she's just out to do on their show, mind you, if that's not what she's just out to do, she would be consistent and say, yes, I think anybody who works for anybody else, yeah, they're a slave. Yeah. If she was consistent, she would do that. Let's see what she do.
They get a salary to be in the store.
There's
NFL teams, you have a salary.
There's much more regulations on an NFL player than it is on someone that works at a
restaurant. I know that you keep changing the topic.
Yeah, I hear that. It's much more regulations on an NFL player than what it is somebody who works at a grocery store. Yeah, a public figure who's making millions of dollars. Yes, it's probably going to be things that they can't publicly do and say, athletes do publicly. They publicly do and say a lot of crazy stuff. But either way it go, we can see the damn difference.
Every time you get a check from somebody as a superior, you're owned by them.
Your
That's
check,
what you're
your
saying.
check comes with a lot more limitations. I used to do the contracts. I know.
Okay, is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying, is that your
So
checks are
the
different
Publix
than
workers and the Walgreens workers are owned.
No, because
They
guess
get a
what?
check.
Oh my God. See, now he came with the proper logic. So shout out to him. You can see the difference in his logic and the difference in Chad Johnson logic. Chad Johnson got on some whole ignorant Negro logic. He came with some actual solid logic and forced her to contradict herself. That's why I love these discussions. That's why I love these discussions. Because they'll try to do whatever they can to try to bury you, try to put you, try to lower you down, but logic kills them every time. Logic kills them every time. To where when he slowed the conversation down, refocused, she tried to move that goalpost. She was being an outright goalpost relocation engineer. And he caught her and called her on it. She was trying to move that goalpost. I done lost the goalpost clip. I'm trying to play the goalpost. No, where's my goalpost clip? Did I lose that? I lost the goalpost clip. What the hell? What in the hell? No, hold on. I didn't delete that. There we go. She tried to move that goalpost. She tried to pull that tactic that we see in this space all the time, that moving that goalpost. She tried to move it. She tried to be that goalpost relocation engineer. All right. And it didn't work. It didn't work. He did the right thing and he forced her into that contradiction. Now, she could have stood on her square and said, yep, they all slaves. Everybody's a slave. She could have did that. I think Ramil even did that. At least he was consistent. I disagreed with him. But at least he was consistent. He said if you work for somebody else, you're a slave. She could have did that. If she would have did that, then I would have been like, okay, at least she's consistent. But that's how you know when somebody is not arguing from a genuine place, when they can't be consistent. Soon as you find inconsistency in somebody's position, depending on who's on the hot seat and who's not, that's how you know somebody's not being consistent. That's why I try to be extremely consistent. That's why it's difficult for me to lose an argument, because I try to be as consistent as possible. But somebody who's inconsistent, they're going to contradict themselves. They're going to be arguing with themselves.
Every time you get a check from somebody as a superior, you're owned by them.
Your
That's what you're saying.
check comes with a lot more limitations. I used to do the contracts. I know.
Okay, is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying, is that your
So
checks are different
the Publix workers and the Walgreens workers are owned.
No, because
They
guess
get a
what?
check. They get a check and do a job.
Because if you work at Walgreens, you can post whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. That's different. You didn't have that right. And you don't have the right to judge someone else for how they make money off of their body. You make money off of your body.
Okay, now she's trying to switch it back to the stripper thing, but I want to make sure I talk about that thing she skated by. She tried to move the goalpost to they're not slaves, they're not owned because they can post what they want to post on Twitter. So being a slave or not being a slave means whether or not you can post what you want to post on Twitter. So really, she's just criticizing any success, because if you're a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, you can't go on Twitter and talk about how lit the strip club was last night. So that's how bad the logic of her argument is.
And professional athletes and strippers, same thing.
Why are you looking down on that? You don't have the right to judge someone else for how they make money off different.
They can do a job.
Because if you work at Walgreens, you can post whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. That's different. You didn't have that right. And you don't have the right to judge someone else for how they make money off of their body. You make money off of your body.
And professional athletes and strippers, same thing.
Why are you looking down on them?
I'm asking
He asked were they the same thing. He didn't say nothing about looking down on them.
you a question. You can't keep just changing and asking questions. If you take money from a superior, you're owned. If you believe that,
To some
it's
extent.
ridiculous.
To some
okay,
extent.
well,
To
that's
some
it.
extent.
That's different
Absolutely.
ideologies that we think. If I'm
Absolutely.
getting paid to do a job, it's my profession. Profession.
And they're getting paid to do their
Profession.
job. So why
And it's
why
not a
isn't that their
respectable
profession?
job. Come on now.
Paid to do their
Profession.
job. So why
And it's
why
not a
isn't that their
respectable
profession?
job. Come on now.
Why isn't it respectable? Because you
Okay, now this business professional woman who I think was an agent, a sports agent. I'm not 100% sure on that. I think she was a sports agent. She's asking, why isn't stripping a professional job? Now, he didn't say this, but I'm going to say this, but it's not a professional job because they get paid to jack off dicks with their ass cheeks. That's why it's not a respectable job. Okay. Like we shouldn't have to explain this to educated people. We shouldn't have to explain this to educated people. And I'm not saying that they don't have a place in society. I'm not saying that they're not valuable as human beings. I think they provide a really nice service. I really do. I think strippers provide a really nice service. However, you're not going to compare them to a professional athlete, with which you have to be a 1 in a million talent in order to just make it onto the field for a professional sports team. All you have to do is be a woman with a vagina. You can't strip at any strip club, just being a woman with a vagina. But you have anybody can just practically sign up. You know, if you fat, sloppy, and ugly, okay, it's a trashy club that'll let you in there. Like, why equalize that? Why try to equalize that?
have a problem with women owning their sexuality. Just admit it.
Owning their
It makes you
sexuality.
uncomfortable. That's not their profession.
Job. Come on now.
Why isn't it respectable? Because you have a problem with women owning their sexuality. Just admit it.
Owning their
She's going back to charging them up with having a problem with women owning their sexuality. But this whole conversation means you have a problem with men owning their athleticism or owning their athletic careers, to the point to where you're telling them they don't own their athletic careers, but the strippers who you're saying own their sexuality don't own the strip club that they're stripping in, which means they don't own their sexuality. So why are you arguing that they own their sexuality? Now, Channing Tate, I hope I got his name right. Channing, what's the brother's name? I'll be forgetting. Shoot, hold on, wait. No, I apologize. I shouldn't be forgetting his brother's name. Channing. I keep wanting to say Shannon Fry, the NBA player, but it's Channing. What's his name? Because he did good. But he was so close. Like that was the bomb right there. What I just said. That was the bomb he was supposed to drop on her. That's not Shannon. That ain't Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp is on ESPN. Shannon Crowder. You sure? That's Shannon Crowder. Hold up. Let me make sure. I'm going to look at the title. Damn it. His name is not in there. Shit. I forgot his name. His name is relevant. Somebody said Crowder. Channing Crowder. Okay, fine. Channing Crowder. I messed up his name. But see, that's the bomb that he was supposed to drop. That's the bomb that he was supposed to drop that would have exposed her bias. That she's arguing that these men don't own their athleticism. Why? Because they work for somebody else. Then she's charging them up, saying that they don't want women to own their sexuality, because he don't think a stripper is a respectable job that should be compared to being a professional athlete. Fine. Okay. You're saying that a stripper is no different from a professional athlete. He say it's not. She said, you have a problem with women owning their sexuality. But by the same standard that you laid out earlier, it showed that by the same logic in metric that you laid out, the women who you're saying own their sexuality don't own their sexuality because they don't own the strip club that they strip in, because just like how the players don't own the league that they play in. But you're willing to say that those strippers own their sexuality, but you're arguing that these athletes who are in a similar but better situation don't own their athleticism. That's the trying to elevate women for whatever they do, elevate black women. Let's just go ahead, elevate black women for whatever they do, and try to take a crap on black men for whatever they do. Classic case of it. Classic 100% case of it. But that was the next place he was supposed to go with the line of argument. But he did good. He did good. A lot of these guys normally don't do good in these live debate with feminists. They don't. They haven't been properly manosphered. But he did good. He did good. He did a good job of trying to reposition the goalpost back where it started. He did a good job at that.
It makes you uncomfortable.
All right, so
it makes you uncomfortable.
So this is really good discussion. What we have here, Chef?
Steak house bruschetta.
All right, that part of the conversation is over. That part of the conversation was over, and I'm at the 1 hour mark, so I might go ahead and I'm about to go ahead and bring y'all up. I might talk about that. See, I don't even want to talk about that one stuff. I said I was going to talk about it at the beginning. The dude kissing, mama literally physically taught him how to kiss. I said I was going to talk about that, but no. I hope Prophet of Thought got on that one. But the link is in the chat. Anybody want to come up and participate in this thing that we got going on here? The link is definitely in the chat. Feel free to come on up and be a part of the festivities here. Come on up, be a part of the festivities here. I appreciate everybody who's in the building. I just saw I think that's Tan, I think sent that super chat, so I'll be getting to that in a second. But Snuggles in the building. Shout out to Snuggles. Where we hold up, wait a minute.
Hi, I'm Snuggles.
Shout out to Snuggles in the building. She says, in order for strippers to perform at their job, they have to pay a fee to the house. So if they are a slave, they have to pay to be a slave. That's actually a good point. That's actually a good point, Snuggles. Like that's a horrible situation. See, check this out. Not all strippers make good money. Yes, we know the stories of the ones who make $2,000 in a night. Yes, we do know and understand that. But I knew a stripper who quit stripping because she wasn't making no money. So she quit. She was okay looking. She was cute. She was skinny. Didn't have no breast or butt. So she wouldn't necessarily my cup of tea. She was, so she was somebody's cup of tea because she was a legit size 2 or 4 or something like that. So, but she was kind of straight up and down, kind of. Not really, but kind of. But that's somebody's cup of tea. Some people like that, tall, slender. She could probably say she was kind of model built, but could stand to be a little more curtain, a little more, But anyway, she quit. Why? She just wasn't making no money. And I think that fee that they got to pay in order to strip there, I don't think she was making that back. So she was just breaking even. I think she said, I'm not 100% sure because I didn't really understand how it worked, but I believe I heard her say that she had to come out of pocket for the fee to do it. It's almost like you own a barbershop, you charge booth rent for people to come in there and cut their hair. And let's just say the booth rent is $400 a week, but somebody only make $350 cutting hair that week, where they got to pay $50 out of pocket from somewhere else. I think she was ending up in that situation. I think that was the situation because I heard her complaining how the practice ain't bad. How she basically was saying that if you don't make whatever you if it's $400 a week to strip there, she said if you only make 300, then you should just have to pay 300, and that's that. I remember her saying something similar to that, and I was like, oh damn, she not even turning a profit. You know, she getting paid to again, like I said, jack off dicks with her butt cheeks, and she's not she's not efficiently turning a profit at that. Like that's a little embarrassing. That is a little embarrassing, but no, she was failing to turn a profit. I see. Oh, shoot, we got Judge Zilla down there in the building. He says, "Would she talk like this to Eli or Peyton?" Dude, you came in late. I made that same point. I used two of the same names I used. I said Eli. I said if she had Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, Brian Urlacher, and J.J. Watt on there, would she talk to them? Would she be like Roger Goodell or Jerry Jones owns you? He owns you. You know, you a slave. You no different than a stripper. Would she say that to them? I think the answer to that is an obvious, resounding no. A resounding no. But anyway, we about to bring up Judge Zilla the Beast. What's going on, man?
Hey, man. Man, I'm very proud of you today. I'm proud of you on most occasions, but I'm very proud of you today, man. Every argument that I had, you had. So if I'm insane, God damn it, you insane with me. And you cover, especially when you wound up right exactly where you round up. The fact of the matter is, if she's making two separate arguments, trying to connect them to cover up what she's doing. You're exactly right on that.
Mm-hmm.
If they're slaves because they don't own the trajectory and the placement of their careers, then how are these women not slaves who do the stripping, or the small percent of men that do the same thing?
Well, but you got to understand, strippers, they can post whatever they want to post on Twitter.
No, they can't.
Oh,
that's the other thing. She was lying about that too. If you work at CVS, if you work at Walgreens, and you cast things that are disparaging, on social media, you will get fired about your corporation.
That is correct. But that was her argument that the NFL contract it was more limiting. It was more limiting than somebody who worked at Walgreens, and I suppose a stripper as well. That was her argument.
And strippers are limited by the amount of clothing that they're allowed to wear.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is this is my criticism, and I understand why you do it because of your diplomacy-ish blue pill residue. You keep referring to her as an educated and intelligent woman. She's she's not displaying any of that.
That's true. That don't take away from the fact that she's educated. I mean, you could be educated and still obviously have biases or just a bad ideology or thought process, or just be completely just not logical. But okay, so maybe I shouldn't say intelligent, even though to some degree I do feel like in order to I tend to believe that people who are successful are on average more intelligent than people who are not successful. Like there's something that clicks there, but then again, I don't know if just a human emotional bias gets in the way and clouds whatever type of, I don't know, neurological firing that allowed her to be able to go to school and, I don't know, get a master's in business or whatever. It's clearly something is not the neurons aren't firing on other subjects. I'll just say that.
I'm just going to say this. This is what I'm going to say. Look, cognitive dissonance reigns in women's psychology. and it rains and it rains roughshod through the psychology of black women. Right? She's the same type of woman that will say, if you put her up against ex-black supermodel, she's hotter.
Yeah.
If they're wearing the same outfit, she wears it better.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could be Beyonce. I could sing like well, I don't sing like Beyonce, but I could but I could sell more records than her. Like, they make these cognitive dissonances in their fucking minds.
Yeah,
they do this regularly. She's the same type of person that, okay, she's a woman who says she works in construction. She's a receptionist, but she thinks she works just as hard as the dude breaking up the concrete with the jackhammer, or the laborer slamming bags of concrete all day.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like that, it's that thing that they do that makes no rational sense. She does the same work, even though she's there painting her nails in her downtime at her computer, at the phone.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's what they do. They make these false equivocations and they say this bullshit, and because they have vaginas, dudes let them get away with it because they'd like a shot at vagina. And then when they encounter those who don't care about getting her vagina and actually will tell her the truth and will say, "No, that's fucking stupid." Pardon my language.
No, you good.
They don't know how to react. No, I know. I said, well, because men have told me because men have told me before, I am very intelligent. You know, like, stop. You know, just stop.
Yeah, I gotta find another way to describe successful black women who reached a certain level of education or a certain level of status and success, which I applaud them for, but they're literally proving that they're not smart. I gotta find another way to describe them other than just saying intelligent and educated. They are educated, but that's something ain't firing with that intelligence.
Neurosurgeons are slaves. That's what we found out today. Neurosurgeons are slaves. They don't control their careers because
they don't
because they don't own the hospitals that they practice in.
Yeah, because I used the doctor analogy or comparison, but you just landed the plane better, because there's no such thing as a neurosurgeon with a private practice. You can't like, you could be a family doctor with your own private practice, and I guess that would fall under her definition of owning his career. But a neurosurgeon just can't just privately practice neurosurgery. You don't
Cardiothoracic surgeon doesn't know. He's a slave. Doesn't own his career.
Yeah, absolutely.
He doesn't own the helicopter that brings the heart in. You know, in the ice cooler. You know what I mean? How you see in the movies and shit.
Shame on all the pilots who learned how to fly airplanes. Yeah, they don't own the airport. They don't own the Boeing 747 company. They didn't make the airplanes.
Nope.
So they
all train conductors.
Yeah. You gotta he don't own the train or the tracks or the ground that the train tracks were built on. Yeah.
I mean, come on here.
Basically the argument. That's basically
and I get it. I had to suffer through it. I agree with you. It's painful. It's painful trying to have intellectual arguments with athletes a lot of the times, because that's not been their focus. But you know,
Shannon Crowder did do a good job.
He did do a pretty good job. He did do a pretty good job. I'll give him that.
Chad Johnson.
Well, I don't think anybody expected too much from Chad Johnson there.
Right.
We don't expect more from him than keeping two toes in inside the sideline.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I got another clip I'm about to pull up. I want you. I don't know if you've seen this. So, and hopefully I got the right one. But we about to get. I don't know if you've seen this, but we about to get your live reaction to this right here. Have you seen this clip with Jim Jones?
No, I don't follow.
Okay, good. So this is going to be perfect. You haven't seen this. We're going to get a live reaction.
My mom taught me how to kiss when I was younger.
What did she tell you to do?
She told me how to tongue kiss when I was younger.
Like, what's the instructions?
It wasn't no instructions. She showed me with her mouth. Like she
kissed you?
Oh,
I love it. My parents barely kissed me on the cheek.
No,
So
my mom
I just stopped kissing my son on the mouth.
She showed me how to tongue kiss when I was younger. Remember shit like
what's going on here? Nah,
Oh no! See, damn. Okay, see that I knew I was going to find a clip with somebody else's commentary.
Yeah,
that was the gist of it. That's just I only want to hear the other person's commentary.
Was his father in his life?
I don't know. I don't know. But
yeah,
apparently,
you're gonna need X in here. These mamas.
yeah. That and okay, it's two things here. One, I mean, it's funny hearing him say it, but it's really not funny.
No,
it's not funny at all. Like that's like he's saying she physically taught him how to tongue kiss. That means him and his mother went lip to lip, tongue to tongue when he was a kid.
Well,
like go ahead.
And if this holds true to form, this could be 10 or 12.
You talking about his age?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right now as we speak, I'm trying to find a better clip of it when he where he okay, this only a minute and 35 seconds long. Hold on, let me see.
So, what did your mom tell you about sex when you were young?
She told me everything about sex.
Like what?
My first condoms, shit like that. My mom taught me how to kiss when I was younger.
What did she tell you to do?
She told me how to tongue.
Visual, get out. The visual, get out. Because he can't say that. He can't say that. Holy shit. Because she didn't tell him how to kiss. She showed him.
Yes.
He was saying before she taught him how to put condoms on.
Oh, I see where you're going.
And if she did it like some of the strippers that I know.
Whoa. Okay. Now, wait a minute. Okay. If we don't know if she literally. We don't know if she showed him how to put the condom on the same way that she physically showed him how to kiss.
I'm his words, not mine, Bernard.
Hold on, let me back up because I didn't catch that. So let's back all the way up.
So, what did your mom tell you about sex when you were young?
She told me everything about sex.
Like what?
My first condoms, shit like that. My mom taught me how to kiss.
She showed me everything. My first condoms. Okay, right now I'm 50-50 on whether or not she physically showed him how to put a condom on.
Dude, I'm a visual person. When you put the two together with me, it's like, oh crap. That's not good.
All right, let's roll it because there was some more after this. So I mean, we're gonna play the whole thing.
When I was younger.
What did she tell you to do?
She told me how to tongue kiss when I was younger.
Like what's the instructions?
It wasn't no instructions. She showed me with her mouth. Like she
kissed you?
It's my mother.
Nah, I'm just okay. My parents barely kissed me on the cheek.
I just noticed that part too, where they said she kissed you. He's like, yeah, that's my mother. Like so in his mind, it was okay for her to be physically kissing him like an adult, showing him how to tongue kiss. Like that was like, yeah, that's my mother. What you think? Like
how is this? How is this rationalized? It's been okay. You flip the sexes of these two people, somebody going to fucking jail. Sorry. I'm intense about this because this is abuse.
Kenneth Williams, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Appreciate the super chat. All right, man. Hold on.
No,
So
my mom
I just stopped kissing my son on the mouth.
She showed me how to tongue kiss when I was younger. Remember, my mom was 17. She's a baby. Look at all the babies that's having babies now, and look how they act with their babies. It's like they have a little sister or a little brother more than they have.
Did you think tongue kissing was nasty at first? Because
But if you're
the first
12
time
and she's 30, it doesn't matter if she's 17 when she had you.
Man.
Why is she pretending like she's 17 when she's doing this to him instead of 30?
That's the thing. Because even if she had him at 17, and even if she's teaching him that at 10, you're still 27. She wasn't a kid when she was showing you.
Dude, CPS gets a report that a father is teaching his daughter how to tongue kiss physically.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
somebody tried to tongue kiss me, I thought it was so disgusting.
The first time I tongue kissed a girl, yeah.
For the record, I love my mama more than anything in the world. And for the record, it was a joke.
Oh, boy. He trying to pull the I forgot the dude name. I forgot the dude name who said some stupid stuff and then said that he was just trolling. It was a big deal. I didn't know the dude until the situation. What is the name of the guy who was talking about some stuff he did with some young girls? Okay, never mind. His name don't matter. I honestly can't remember his name. I honestly can't remember his name because I didn't know about him. I didn't know about him until that incident. But that was he did the I was just playing. I was just trolling defense. All right, but anyway.
Is this the challenge now? I was just playing challenge.
I'm just playing challenge.
Sexual deviancy. The sexual deviancy. I was just playing challenge.
Yeah, we're gonna see other semi-celebrities talking about how they had sex with a goat and then gonna come back the next day. I got you. that's what they're gonna. That's what they're gonna start doing.
Don't bother us anyway, but let's get it clear. That's weak what you're trying to project. Some simple, some from our childhood. We've talked about childhood things. I thought that was funny. I appreciate you, mommy, for helping me out. But no, cut.
What did she do it or did she not? At first he said he's just playing.
Right.
Now he's appreciate her for helping him out.
Right.
Cut it short, Jack. Cut the bullshit. You heard? Life is good. I do appreciate all the support. And thank you for letting me go trending again. Viral once again. But stop it. Love you, mommy.
Wait, I was just playing. I was just making a joke. I thought it would be funny. But my mom's held it down. And now I appreciate what she did to help me out back then. What?
Ace and Spades in the building says he pulled a fresh CEO when he got caught simping. I think he's trying to say. Well, really, no, that was actually Donovan Sharp who pulled they were just trolling thing. I don't think Fresh ever said that he was trolling when he got caught. That was Donovan Sharp's defense. But with Donovan Sharp's defense of Fresh and Fit. But yeah,
is this like saying, look, I didn't inform, I just talked to the feds.
Oh man, one of the funniest scenes in one of the Rush Hour movies is at the end. I think it was part 2, where they had killed. It was in some big ass I don't know, just some big ass event room where the final shootout scene went down, and you know, when it's all said and done, Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, they surrounded by a bunch of Chinese dudes. And keep in mind, they shot like 50 of them. So it's like 40 Chinese bodies just laying on the ground. And then when they got surrounded, you know, everybody got guns drawn on them. Chris Tucker gonna come out with his hands up. Like, hey, we was just bullshitting. Like, no, you can't have all them bodies on the ground and then just say you was bullshitting. It's
Time
like,
out.
Yeah. You can't do that. It's like that. That's what they try to do when they mess up. They try to come out with their hands up. I was just bullshitting. Like, no, your ass was serious.
Listen, I'm this whole situation here, whether it happened, whether it didn't happen, I don't know. Wasn't there? He can't make it clear whether it happened or it didn't happen. If it happened, look. That's not cool. That's not okay. That's outside the realm of proper parenting. It's just outside of the realm of proper parenting. You stepped across the line. This is my barometer for these things. Is if you can flip the race, or you can flip the ethnicities or the nationalities, and it's not an equal deal, then there's obviously something wrong here.
Yeah.
You know, or the genders, or the sexes, and it's not an equal. A father doing that to his daughter is completely unacceptable. Everybody knows that. So why would the reverse being true?
Right. Shout out to Larry Legend. Says, I just gave a written statement and testimony at a trial. I didn't snitch though.
But I didn't snitch. Nope.
Oh man, like this.
I didn't point. When they asked me if the person was if the person was present in the courtroom, I didn't point.
Yeah, you did like this. Is the person you're speaking of present in the courtroom? You just
point with your elbow. Got a glass of water. Point with your elbow.
That's funny, man. That's funny. Well, I can't believe that. I can't believe that. And again, I don't even know who the guy is. I apologize. You know, as a content creator, I should be more informed about who's who. I don't be knowing who some of these people are until they make the news, and then I just give my reaction to it.
I know he's an old rapper. He's probably he's probably still trying to make music.
I remember now. Okay.
He probably makes music, and it probably does sell to some effect, but it's not where he was. I mean, I remember his name early 2000s.
Yeah.
But I don't follow him like that, or him, or like him, or like the Joe Budden, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, see, I remember Joe Budden was kind of a one-hit wonder too. Dark Knight Mentality saying Jim Jones is a one or two-hit wonder. And if he came out around like the early 2000s, that was right around the time when I really lost interest, you know. So I was born in 1982, so I had a little run where I really listened to rap from about early 90s to about early 2000s, and then right around then I was done, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's still okay. Kanye came out in 2004. I rocked with Kanye West. It was a couple that could keep my attention.
I was done when oh no, hell no, boy, y'all done up and done it came out. When that came out, I was done.
Yeah.
I was done. And I heard people actually reciting the song. No, I'm done. No, I'm done. You cannot tell me that this is an art form that is worthy of ears anymore.
Yeah, but we got a special guest, the unofficial man of the hour, the unplanned, impromptu, unofficial man of the hour has arrived.
Only from TPOT Media. Open your minds.
Brother Xavier is here. I knew when I played that clip, you was gonna see the bat symbol in the air. you was gonna have to come up and have your say on this. So go ahead. I step back. You got the floor. You got the mic, man. Go ahead.
I have been summoned. But yeah, I mean, at peace, brother Bernard, and peace, brother Truth.
That's
this
Judge Zilla. Judge Zilla.
Oh, that's Judge Zilla.
Yeah.
Why did I think it was Truth? Oh, my bad. My bad, brother Judge. Damn.
Hold on, wait, let me help out. Hold on, wait. I can there we go. We got the names on the screen. There we go.
No worries. It's not my real name. I'm not offended.
But yeah, I mean, come on, man. Your mom taught you how to kiss. Really? French kiss at that. Did she teach you the tongue movements? Did she teach you the lip movements? Did she teach you, caressing? Did she? I mean, the things that these dudes say.
Put her hand at the back of your head.
Yeah, did she show you how to tilt? At what time did she say make sure your eyes are closed? I mean, you can really get deep, to into this thing, man. But it's typical stuff, right? We talk about this stuff all the time. At least I do. I mean, these old mamas, man. These old mamas, they are a detriment to these young men, man. In so many cases. I'm glad that people are really starting to see it, man. I've been hammering it for years, and people gave me pushback. They gave me guff. Now they're seeing it. I know it's unpopular to talk about. I know it's unpopular to think about. But if you go back in your childhood and think about some of the things that went on in front of you, things that went on with you concerning your mother, you know that they were wrong. You know that they were foul. You know that they were despicable. You know it. But that's all.
Yeah, man. Hood Service just sent me something. Okay, I'm gonna check out that email in a second. But shout out to In My Own Lane says, Bernard Riley, you mean to tell me you don't remember who Dipset is? Yes, I do. I just forget the names of who was in the group. It's sort of like with the Lots. Okay, I know who Jadakiss is. I know who Styles P is. The other one, I always forget his name. I can't name. So that's how I am when it comes to groups from in the 90s. I'm better at remembering the name of every individual in the group. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. I forget some of the names, man. I forget some of the names, and then 20 years go by, and then they old and got gray in their beard, and they make the news for doing something stupid, and I'm like, who the hell is this dude? That's where I'm at with it. Sheik, see that's the name of the other guy in the Locks. Okay, see, I can never remember his name to save my life. Yeah, I can't. It's all about Jadakiss, Styles P. But anyway. But yeah, no, I'm definitely glad you came up, brother Xavier. While I got you here, one thing we got to talk about. You got Tommy Sotomayor. Is that still a go? You got Tommy Sotomayor coming on your show?
Absolutely. Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. But I can't take all the credit for it. It was actually like a kind of a 4-man thing, between me, brother TVA, brother Sotomayor, and of course brother Supreme. So it was a collective effort for the most part. Mostly brother TVA, because he kind of secured it. He asked me to host it. So
how did that work? Did y'all? I mean, if it was some business, you ain't got to tell all the business aspect of it. But Tommy Sotomayor, I mean, did y'all just asked him and he said yes, or like how did that?
Well, brother TVA called me a while back, and first thing he asked was, did I have any problems with brother Sotomayor? I said no. I mean, as far as me and him, as far as these old mammies go, we are simpatico. I don't have a problem with him at all. And he said, go ahead. He said he was going to go ahead and try to secure his appearance. And then he called me and he said, it's a go, because it's been in the works for a while.
Supreme, of course, you know, who's the graphic genius behind a lot of this stuff. He said that he was going to get Supreme to make a video, a promo for it. Supreme did that a while back, but we all had it. I mean, I had the promo for a while, but Brother TVA didn't want us to release it. He didn't want us to release it until a particular day. So we've just been kind of holding on to it until it was a definite. It's been in the works for a while, like a few weeks, but nothing was definite. And then he hit me up on the phone and he was like, well, it's definite, X. So, you know, y'all can go ahead and run the promo. And that's pretty much how it happened. Happened over the course of a couple of weeks.
And TVA, that's the Village Arsonist. I think he disagreed with Tommy Sotomayor on a lot, so it's on a lot of stuff. So it's going to be like more or less a debate between the two of them, if I understand it, or no?
Well, it's slated as a moderated discussion. I'm assuming it probably will take the form of a debate at some point. I don't know. I mean, I'll play it by ear when it happens. I'm familiar with Brother TVA. He's around my channel a lot. I'm not that familiar with Brother Sotomayor, so I don't know what's going to happen, you know, on his end. I predict that it'll be something decent. You know, a lot of people have warned me. I've gotten a lot of emails saying, oh, X is going to go off the rails. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. But I don't believe that. I think it's going to be something more of two guys talking and a question and answer session between the two of them. That's kind of what I predict. I don't think it's going to go off the rails. I've spoken with TVA recently in the last couple of days. I think he's attacking it from the intellectual spectrum. So I assume Brother Sotomayor will match that energy in kind. So that's where we're going with it. I'll see,
he normally does. He don't get credit for that. He normally match the energy. If somebody want to come up and get ignorant with him, he can beat you intellectually. If you come up and try to be intellectual with him, he will beat you intellectually. But if you want to get ignorant with him, he'll really beat you up with some ignorant stuff too. So he'll
absolutely
he'll beat you either way. Whether you're having a good conversation or an ignorant conversation. So that's one thing I know about him. So that aspect of it should be good, should be okay. I don't think it'll be an issue with that. You just want the extra one little tidbit of advice, because I've seen him when he go on other people's platform. He does like to argue with the chat, and you know, he got trolls. I guarantee there's people who have never been in your channel. They're going to pull up at your channel because he's there, and they're going to be trolling him like crazy. So you're going to have a bot ready and moderators ready to.
I got something for that.
So yeah, I got something
for that.
Yeah,
I got a chat bot. You know me, I got a chat bot. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to tweak it and modify it accordingly. I mean, here lately, I've been watching more of Brother Sotomayor's stuff more than I normally would, because I do watch his stuff. But you know, I've been watching more of it, and I'm kind of familiar with what's going to come. So I have my chat bot tweaked accordingly.
Yeah.
All right. I have the bot ready for him. I know what's coming, and you know, I can program the bot to kind of, you know, preempt, you know, most things. So I'll be ready for it.
Set up the bot to automatically delete the word Tammy.
I'm gonna be ready for it.
Everybody gonna call him Tammy Sotomayor.
Brother Bernard, you know me. I mean, usually when a debate starts, I tell people right off top, like, look, all right, that bot is in that chat. Be careful what you write. All right. Be careful what you write, because it shows no mercy. Anybody that comes to my chat room know that bot is unforgiving. It's unforgiving. So, I mean, if you're going to come in there and write something stupid, it probably will never get on the screen. And what it does is it'll go up and down the screen. If it missed something, it'll come back and get you. Depending on what you write, it'll time you out a couple times. But once it gets tired of you, it'll just block you. And even if you come back with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other accounts, if you write the same kind of crap, it will block you again. You don't get away from it by changing an account. What you have to change is your speech. You have to change what you write. That's the only way you can get past it. You can't get past it. You cannot. So I'm waiting for him. I'm gonna be ready for him, and I'm gonna enjoy watching my bot just litter the floor with heads. The floor will be littered with heads. I'm telling you. So if anybody, it's a warning for anybody who's out there who think they're gonna come up in TPOT's chat room with that nonsense. Trust me, you are in for a surprise.
Right on. Good stuff. Sodomy and Chicken in the building with the $3 super chat. I definitely appreciate that. He says, I wonder, I think you mean where JJ learned to eat. What? All right, man. Oh, Jim Jones, where he learned to eat. Oh, okay. Oh, now I see where you're going. That was.
I covered this story too, and that was my same question. Like, what exactly is a health class with your mom like? Like, how in-depth is the sex ed education you get from Mama Jones?
Yeah.
And then let's keep it a buck. Because I remember watching Jim Jones on his reality shows. His mom was getting high, bro. You know his mom was out there running them streets. His mom was doing all kinds of God knows what out there. So who knows what Jimmy really saw growing up.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me. You sent me a clip of something. I'll go ahead and screen share this. Set this up. What did you send me?
I believe I was trying to send you two different things and I got sidetracked. But I believe it's the Kodak Black. After Kodak Black was dancing on his mama, that's the one I didn't send you. So you guys remember Kodak Black got in trouble for grabbing up his mama's butt?
Yeah, I did a stream on it. I had a few people there, man. It was.
Bernard, the look on your face tells me you don't remember that.
I don't know.
So I'm going to try to find that and dig it up for you in a sec because it's all of a piece. You kind of have to play these all together. So after Kodak Black, he got caught, like he was at some party or something, and he was like dancing with his mom, which that's not bad at all. But then he's like squeezing his mom's butt like he trying to smash, that type of move.
In this video?
No, not this one. And so he went on and he did it. I'm gonna send it to you in a second, but he did another video like explaining himself. And then after that, I found this video right now. This is the video that tied it all together because I didn't see this at first. So after he did the video, like grabbing his mom's butt, and then he come out and explain how like you got to watch him explain it. This shit is sad.
All right, so this is him explaining it.
No, this is him talking to his mom. He basically telling his mom she's sexy and niggas want to hit that. I think Kodak Black trying to get his mom some D.
All right, I'm about to play.
You ain't ugly, man. Stop doing that shit. People is trying to fuck you when I post your picture. They like, I'm gonna coin her. Oh, she beautiful. That was her at. What's her Instagram name?
Could you imagine tell your mom dude's trying to smash you, mama?
Shit.
All right.
Have you ever tried to convince your mom that niggas was trying to hit?
Well, you saw what he was doing, brother. And what's good with it, brother Hood Conservative?
What up?
He was trying to tongue kiss her on the floor as well, and she was like kind of. When I did the stream a while back, like when it first happened, I was saying that, because I had a few people on there who were saying, oh, she looked a little uncomfortable. Nah, she didn't look uncomfortable enough with her own son palming her ass and trying to tongue kiss her on the dance floor. She didn't look uncomfortable enough for me.
That was one of those moments where it just looked like it escaped the bounds of their home. Normally, shit like that happens behind closed doors, and there's nothing to feel ashamed about. But you're in public now, and people are looking. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna let it play. Here's the video. You got it queued up already. I'm gonna let it just play, and you can see it starts out in a bad place. We're starting out in the red zone, bro. Now that was pretty much the extent of it. That little booty grab.
What in the hell?
Right. Now I want to find something else where he's explaining himself here, because the explanation is really what killed it for me. Like,
yeah, the explanation always be the worst part. The explanation can kill it.
The Oedipus complexities.
Nigga, boy, know what I'm saying? And shit. But yeah, with a woman like this, some of you niggas don't even holler at your woman. Some of you niggas don't even call y'all mama, homie. Some of you niggas don't spend time with y'all mama, homie. But at the same time, it's on some shit like, nigga, how you expect to love a if you don't love your old girl? You know what I'm saying? So it's like love a if you don't love your old girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nigga, that's my old girl, nigga. The fuck you ain't tripping? Damn, I don't give a fuck. You talking about, nigga, talking about shouldn't grab, nigga. I grab my mama cause bitch, I treat my mama like my lady, nigga. That's my queen, nigga. Fuck you talking about, boy? That's my Z queen. I grab my mama cause bitch, I treat my mama like my lady, nigga. That's my queen, nigga. Fuck you talking about, boy? I grab my mama cause bitch, I treat my mama like my lady, nigga. That's my queen, nigga. Fuck you talking about, boy? That's my Z queen, nigga. So what? She ain't tripping, nigga. We ain't doing no crazy shit, nigga. I grab her like I make her feel real beautiful. I make her feel and make her and remind her, mama, you beautiful. I'm fucked about you, mom. I'm fucked about you, mom. I'm fucked about you, mom.
Now they blurred out some of the choice language here, but he basically said, "I'm fucked up about you, mama." He loved with his mama. That is mother-son love.
Yes. Oedipus complexities. We spoke about this, Brother Bernard.
Yeah, we
have
did.
spoken about this.
Yeah. God damn. All right, man. Ricky Manor, I don't even know if you came up to talk about this, but
I sure did.
I hate to throw that in your lap, but what you got, man?
Well, you know, when you're critical of these weed wearing wicked witches, what they tell you is that your mama's black, but not every black man want to go fuck his mama. I think that this goes on a lot more in these houses that we know of right now, and I think they're aware of this. And I think the reason that they aim at being in the space is because they don't want their bullshit exposed. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, man.
That
is just wild. That is wild. That is wild. Edward Anderson in the building, man. Go ahead. Ed, you there? Ed, going once. You muted. I don't know if you're trying to talk. All right, I don't see it. Yeah, Ed, just unmute whenever. If you can hear me, unmute whenever you're ready. Whenever you can. Let me make sure that's Ed for somebody. Okay, that is actually.
No,
Ed
my bad. Yes, it is me. I'm just making a sandwich. So shit.
Oh, okay.
My bad. I know because I got to remember. Fuck, I'm listening to my Bluetooth headphones on YouTube, so that means it's like a minute delay. I got you at the going once, so it's probably been a minute. My bad, y'all.
Oh no, you good. You good. Yeah, just let me know. Just let me know when you're ready.
No, I'm ready. No, I'll drop because I ain't about to be on long, so I'm about to drop this real quick. Here's the thing. This is a place. Shout out to Prophet of Thought, but this is a place I'm not going because this is the type of shit that if I go here, this is gonna be straight up on Patreon. I mean, I'm gonna comment on it today, but I mean, like me bringing this shit up on my stuff, I'm not doing that because so shout out to Prophet of Thought for doing that. But this is one of that.
Peace to the hurricane, man. I've been watching a lot of your stuff lately, man. It's looking good down there, man. I'm enjoying that editing, my brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you killing it, man. You killing it.
Oh, trust me, I got some good ones. Wait till I start pulling out these movies from the 90s and shit, like Face Off, Virtuosity. I'm about to make it funny. But anyway, yeah, to add on what you all have said, I do think they fear us bringing this up. I don't think a lot of black men got the stones to bring this type of stuff up. This is one of the things that kind of one of the reasons why when everybody wanted to get all fake outragey about Glenn and Cameron, and a lot of that was understood because of what he said. But I know this is where a lot of these niggas are not going to want to go. It's easy to talk about, oh my God, you got my little girl, blah, 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 blah. But when it comes down to this crap, I've said it before and I'll say it again. There is no age of consent for black men in the United States of America. it may be a legal definition, but as far as what's actually recognized in the black community, that don't matter. Like there's a situation right now with Mary J. Blige. Well, Mary J. Blige is dealing with a 28-year-old. Okay, fine, that's cool, right? You know, she's her age, she's whatever, she's doing the cougar thing. But if you know Mary J. Blige's history, and some of the stuff that she did when she was coming up on the underage tip, that's as far as I'll go there. Because there was a dude that actually came out and said that. So you recontextualize the August Alsina situation with and how he was acting. That nigga was acting like his soul was broke, you know, with Jada Pinkett. You go look at Usher, all with a mommy complex, always dealing with chicks at least 10 years older than him. You look at the D Wade situation, Gabrielle Union 10 years older than him. Even Lala Anthony with Carmelo, and that ain't even full on ADOS. There's a pattern, which is what I'm talking about, and that's the pattern you see in the celebrity world. Don't even get me started if you start to drive down deeper into the actual black community. So somebody said that this stuff goes a lot more on that people know. That's not true at all. Black people are very much aware of it. They choose to ignore it. The black people are very, just like with everybody told, look, I don't give a fuck about R. Kelly, but they conveniently ignored that R. Kelly was molested by his sister. I'm not saying you let R. Kelly off the hook, but that won't even enter into a greater conversation. And when I talk about the gynocracy and stuff like that, this is the sexual element of it that's outside of the kind of realm of what we normally talk about with dating and mating. That is a realm that I'm not about to go into it, because number one, people are going to lose their fucking minds, and that includes black men. And number two, I just prefer not to even talk about it, but it is very much more pronounced than what people are willing to admit. And it bubbles up every once in a while. And you know, what's interesting about
hold on, Ed, let me before you hold your thought on Kodak Black, let me ask you this, because I want, before you move completely past what you said about R. Kelly, wasn't it the case that during that documentary, I just thought about this, didn't one of the women say that when he was messing with one of the underage girls, that she was like doing it with him, like they had a threesome?
I didn't look at the documentaries. I wouldn't be surprised. Just like how I'm not surprised that a lot of those females served their kids up to R. Kelly. And anybody say, well, that's just conjecture, look at the chick that just got convicted on the Jeffrey Epstein situation. So this idea that women don't participate, and that's not the only one. That was just the closest one to him. This idea that women don't participate in setting women up or sending women out for situations like that. Some of them older, some of them their age.
When somebody is confirming, he's saying, yeah, that happened. So just think about that this woman, like, I think if I remember correctly, she said that on the documentary.
I'm not surprised because the truth
she didn't get carried away. She's supposed to get carried away in handcuffs there.
But number one, you're right. But here's the thing. Again, and this is what I said. I said, when white people stop fooling with R. Kelly, because there's like, okay, we can't get you. You're not going to play in our economic sandbox, because that's how they get you, right? His stuff was still playing on the radio. It was always the older people radio. Remember Step to the Name of Love? I mean, that shit was playing all day, every day. No matter what city you were in, anything that played like quasi, it wasn't really, it even played on some of the Christian music. It either played on a quasi Christian music, or the stuff that like you'd see Tom Joyner on or Michael Baisden on. The syndication networks, his stuff would always play because black women are requesting it. And because black women are the ones that drive the radio, as far as in the black women drive black media, because they're the most focused, concentrated, advertising focal point that these white people want to get access to. This is why when you all these black female quote unquote blogs, they're all white funded, because that's just another way of, getting access to the black female dollar, liquid money. But all I was going to say with Kodak Black is that Kodak Black was the dude also talk about how he hate being dark, which is a carry. So he's also that guy as well, So again, black women pretend like the stork presents these black males and they have no hand in raising them, which is something David Carroll, rest in peace, used to always talk about. But no, make no mistake, black people are very much aware of this, just like with Nicki Minaj and Nicki Minaj's brother. And if you go look at that, you want to see a disgusting interview, go type in Nicki Minaj's brother's mother defends his brother. I may email y'all the link if I find it, but she was just in denial. Now, granted, that's not ADOS, and I'm not gonna say what group they're in. If you know what Nicki Minaj you do, but I'm not trying to throw no shots. But you can see how in denial she's in, and you don't do what he got convicted of, and that's the first time you did it. You don't. But yeah, it's very much known. So I'm not going to play this game where people want to pretend like they don't know. No, they know. If you're 35 and up, if you're 30 and up, you know. And I'd argue younger than that, you know.
I like to take a quick station break to let everyone know while we're talking about crazy shit black women do, Maya Angelou has made it to the quarter. So black women are on the money now.
Oh, last quick thing. Even last quick thing on the we've had, shout out to PK, we've had conversations and Ramil on the panels talk about black women fucking dudes with their baby in the bed. That's apparently normal.
You never did that?
I've seen.
No,
you never did that.
No,
no.
I've seen that online, and I'm
and dudes keep telling me that. I'm talking about dudes that are like my age, and I mean fucking 10 years younger. They ask that same, and they not playing. I mean, that's some normal stuff.
I've been making a certain point that I don't think it's discussed much. You guys remember? I always tell the story. You guys remember The Wire? That show, The Wire, right? There was a guy called Cuddy, and he was like an ex-con. He got out of jail. Shit didn't work out trying to get back in the street. So he wound up opening a gym, right? Now, you know, there's this thing with ex-cons. They've been pussy starved. So as soon as they get out of jail, they run through everything they can get. So he's got all these kids coming to his gym, learning to box, and he's training. He's like legit on that end, but he's plugging all the single moms at the same time, right? One day, one of his star pupils is like acting weird. And Cuddy's like sees it, and he's acting weird directly toward Cuddy. And Cuddy's like, "Yo, talk to me. What's up?" And the little nigga was like, "Yo, I don't like you seeing my mom." And that shit kind of sparked the thought of me, because like you just say, you know, dudes be fucking chicks with their baby on the bed. Like, yeah, I've been there. It's a weird moment. And it occurred to me, that's probably why niggas hate each other so much, because every dude you see is some nigga trying to fuck your mom.
But I mean, hold on. And maybe this is me being like, this is one thing where my black card just gonna have to that. Dude, I'm gonna keep it real with you, and I gotta be honest. If I had, unless this was like one of my top 2 or 3 best friends, if this was somebody I associate with, unless there is something that I'm getting money from this person, like this partnership is lucrative or advantageous to me, somebody tell me some shit like that in real life, I'm cutting ties. I'm not even telling them. I'm just like, oh, word, and then just magically I'm fading out, like, you know, That's I just wanted y'all to understand. I'm not judging y'all.
Some of these chicks don't have no baby crib, bro.
I'm not judging y'all. I'm not judging y'all niggas. I'm just telling you where I'm at with that shit.
For the pro community, you gotta tell them is. I was gonna say what you gotta tell them is like that's what you mean by giving back to the community.
What I mean, but seriously, what I mean though, seriously is
I'm being sarcastic.
Right? No, I get it, but I just want to say this. I get it. I'm not judging y'all, but I'm just saying this.
Well, stop saying y'all. Stop saying y'all. Only one individual said that they've.
Well, no, because in my mind,
just give your compliment, your commentary.
No. In my mind, because I've heard this from a lot of different people, so I want to let you know you're in good company. That's what I'm talking about, across generations, across ages. I've heard this. So this ain't some shit that's like, I want to make it say, I ain't even talking to you on a panel. You just brought it up. Like, I'm wondering why y'all even engage with sex with a woman. Now, some dudes will say, hold on, this is crazy.
Because I wasn't coming back and that ain't my kid. I'm never coming back and that's not my kid. You all right, shorty.
I've had dudes that have said that they didn't even know the baby was on the bed until they started fucking, and then there's dudes that they'll say what you said, that they not coming back, and that's your choice. But I'm also looking at that aspect of it too, and I'm only saying that because I'm not fucking no bitch. I don't give a fuck if I ain't coming back either. That's my personal choice, Joe. Just like I personally choose not to smoke weed, and I don't judge niggas for smoking weed. But what I'm saying, but my biggest focus, because at the end of the day, Hood Serve, I will give you that, because it ain't your kid. It's that bitch's kid. And these are the women that are given the legal rights to have custody. This is why I bring Bernard in as to how hard it is to get your kids.
Let me say this.
This is what these bitches are out here doing, and it's not a small thing. That's what I'm saying. This is
the
bad
parent. She's the bad parent.
Yeah,
just
I give you that.
She borrowed for.
Go ahead.
That's Jay-Z was talking about. I was saying Jay-Z was talking about that, about smashing Nas's baby mother with the car baby seat in the back of the car. So that's been there, done that. But I just wanted to say, while Ed was waxing poetically, I listed down the names and stuff like that that have like that are a little pretty much deviant in terms of the I think it was how you pronounce it, Oedipus complex. Jada Pinkett recently just said that her grandmother taught her how to masturbate, right? Ike Turner, it was known that Ike Turner, his one of his sister molested him when he was younger. Richard Pryor, if I'm not mistaken, his mom was a prostitute and his grandmother was the madame. LeBron James' mom, we already know about that issue. Chief Keef, when he was a teenager, when he was 14, 15, he got a 25-year-old woman pregnant. And the list can go on and on. I was just listing down things in my head. I was just backlogging things that I've seen, I read in documentaries. I was gonna even say I know of a close relative, whereas the mother allowed him to have sex with her girlfriends. So like we're talking about like 40-year-old woman sleeping with like a 15-year-old.
Well,
boy.
I got photos in my war chest. This was in the early like 2012 and stuff, where some of these reality show females would they literally be oiled up with literally like their undergarment, and then they'll have kind of Wakanda Forever kind of little pose, and then they got kids. They literally got their kids right next to them. And they're oil. There's like 3 pictures like that, But the thing that I'll say, because it's funny what people are saying in the chat. They talk about we like Kitty, unlike you, and some people trying to say it's red pill rage. I want you to understand that some of y'all niggas, y'all some of the main niggas trying to be in on my case when y'all was quote unquote saying I was defending Glendon. So
that's what I was gonna go back to.
So I know some of y'all names are sticking out, and I'm not gonna call you out, but y'all the main niggas crying, talk about I can't believe he said that blase blase blah.
Right.
But on the flip, that's I told y'all somebody. I tell you, Bernard, what did I say? There is no age of consent that's officially recognized for black males in the black community.
Well, let me make sure I understand what's going on. They're criticizing you for saying that you wouldn't have sex with a woman with the baby in the bed.
They're basically saying I'm red pill raging out, and I like Kitty, unlike you. Is a couple of.
Can we all be clear? Ed is on the right side. Hold on.
I'm gonna go to you, conservative. But Super Duper in the building with that. He says Oedipus complex overload. Just shout out to you. Perfect Blackness in the building. He says son husbands with actual husband privileges. Now I'm hoping it's a misunderstanding. That
no, it's not. Because I
have a hard time believing that y'all are criticizing him for saying that he wouldn't do that.
Stand on it. I'm telling you, I'm
trying to find the comments. I didn't have the comments.
One of them is Jaquan.
Yeah, I saw the comments, and like I was saying,
the other one is the other nigga I blocked because he loved talking shit. Because Aquila way.
For the record, you blocked him on the right side of this argument.
You didn't block him on my channel.
No, on my shit.
Oh, okay. And who was that?
He said I've done that lights of time. I was hood ape in my youth. LOL. It's Sawala Houdin, and these are dudes. It is what it is. I appreciate y'all's opinion. But the thing about it is this mentality is the problem. This is one of the parts. This is how you contribute to it. And dude, I'm not trying to say what's right or wrong, but at the end of the fucking day, I'm telling you right now, this is why I tell some of y'all to date out. I'm not fucking no black bitch or any bitch that's got their kid in the crib. That shit low key disgusts me.
You said in the house? No, okay.
No, I had an argument on BGS. We had an argument because it was funny. This was years ago.
Hold on, wait, stop. You're saying you won't do it if the kid is in the house at all.
I haven't done it, and I'm
Okay.
more
All right.
malleable in that, but I haven't done that. But I
All
haven't
right,
done that.
I just
Edward,
show my
I'm
hand.
kinda-
Hold on, wait, stop. Hey, whoa, stop. Just gonna make it clear. This is my channel, so I'm gonna say where I'm at on this. I've had sex with a woman while the child was in the house.
That's fine.
I will not do it in any way, shape, or form if they are in the room, let alone in the goddamn bed. That's a whole nother debacle. And then in the situation, hold on. The situation the Hood Conservative said, a lot of these chicks don't got cribs. The baby sleep in the bed with them, and then so when you chilling with her, the baby right there sleeping, y'all chilling, y'all watching Netflix, and then y'all just end up, doing a little something while the baby sleep. I can
rock the bed.
I can see how it could end up happening, but hell no, I ain't going. I ain't going.
That's why if you have kids with a woman.
Okay, go ahead.
That's why I'm not just to piggyback off you said when you have a kid with a woman unexpectedly, like let's say that woman is not of high character or high integrity, you got to do everything in your means by any means necessary to get your kid to be with you, because stuff like that was going to happen every day. He or she is going to be exposed to everything from the depths of hell. So you gotta really try to get custody of your kid when you have that's the unfortunate thing when you have kids by a wild woman.
There's something else that's like underlying this whole argument, and I know we kind of that one subject matter is a little bit triggering, so it's easy to get stuck on that, but there's a grander theme here that I would like to peel back and then we should all focus on for a moment. And this is something I was talking about recently on my channel. I forget even how it came up, but we really don't talk about the experiences of young boys who have to suffer through moms who are young enough to want to go get some dick. When you're a boy and your mom is out there
Every
dating,
nigga your uncle.
Yeah, like seriously, this is what I was trying to sort of refer to with the whole Cuddy story about The Wire. Like when you're a boy and your mom, you don't have any like actual internal structure in the home because there's no male, no father figure to anchor anything around. And so now you just got like God knows who's coming in for God knows how long. And hopefully your mom is not a thought. This is a regular kind of boyfriend, and it's not just like the cock carousel. But what never gets discussed is what young men have to suffer through because their moms want to date.
Oh, that's
you're gonna see some shit.
Yeah, these Z's. And this has been going on for a minute. So you're right, conservative. But I can tell you right now, these other women were in an environment where they couldn't get away with stuff as openly as they can now. So God knows what these Z's are coming up. Y'all, you think the millennials are bad. Well, God knows. You wonder why these Z's can't fuck no black woman and they just hopping over the fence. See, you really want to ask why that is. You might not want the real answer if they start pouring out some of the stuff conservative is alluded to.
Never mind, they up the ante with OnlyFans. So imagine you find out your mom is on OnlyFans. That's
God.
Yeah,
and your classmates can see OnlyFans. I was playing a clip of a little kid cursing his mom out because she wearing booty shorts to the fucking bus stop, and he got to tell his mama that you can't be wearing shit like that around me. Like, my friends is over here. Like this, and then she like, what you think, you my dad? He said, yeah. Wait, no, but I'm your protector. Like the little nigga was on full son husband mode. The shit was crazy, bro. But like nobody talks about that. The boys gotta suffer this shit.
Yeah.
Why do you think this happens though? The reason why this happens.
Go ahead. Oh, it's rhetorical.
It happens because many times, especially when there's no man around, these women have a tendency to treat the children not like children, not like someone they're responsible for. They treat the children like the children are property. So when something is your property, you'll do whatever you want to it, especially if you don't have a lot of respect for it. It's your property. You can do whatever you want. It's like a horse. It's your horse. You can whip it. You can ride it. You can put it in the stable. You can put it in the barn. You can starve it. You can do whatever. So it's the same thing, man, when it comes to these children. These children are treated like a piece of property.
I mean, the fact y'all see again. So the thing that kills me is some of y'all were off the goddamn chains when Glendon said what he said. And y'all was trying to make that. And look, y'all could feel the way y'all want to feel about it, but y'all was literally changing up the story. And this, y'all want to play with this shit in the chat like it's funny.
It was fake outrage, Ed. That's all.
Well, they were changing the story because they kept saying, "Oh, it's 12, 13." They kept on trying to lower the number.
Because I'm not either for or against Glendon, but it's like I'm thinking to myself, I have total I have no bias at it whatsoever, like in terms of what he does with himself, because it's like people don't even know. Even BJS was talking about it.
This is not.
I want to say this. The federal statute in America is still 14. Now, am I saying what I mess with a 14? Of course not. The federal statute.
Federal statute
of consent. The federal statute.
I thought the legal age of consent. I know in Michigan where I'm at.
No. The federal, meaning the nation. Not
wait. Hold on. Let me finish my important question. If they're talking about the legal age of consent in some states, like mine being 16, in some places it's 17, in some places it's 18, what is that distinction between that in the federal statute?
I'm gonna answer that question. Like, so you got all these Afghans coming over here, right?
I ain't going to Afghan.
There's a reason. You got like 100,000 of them coming over here. We know what their culture is about. That is the type of thing where they can use that law for certain situations. That's not something you'll ever wind up in the media, but it's for situations like that. You know, like when you have, and that's how I see this apply. You also got people with like religion. When you deal with, I'm not trying to throw it at the Mormons or anything, but like that's an example. That's when you see that stuff come out where they start using that law. So it's not something you can just laissez-faire. Because then that's when you start talking about getting the permission of the parents and stuff like that. That I'm not saying was right or not. This ain't about making him right. This is me showing the hypocrisy that people are on the issue. You could be on team. He's wrong. He shouldn't have said that. His channel should be banned. You can be team that and still recognize what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. The point is, and I made this point when I was making those points then, because this is something I have said before to the extent that I broached the topic. Because generally the way this topic comes up, take Glennon out of it. Generally the way these topics come up is we got to protect black women. We got to protect black girls. Look at all these dudes that catcall black girls. What these black women are saying, that dudes were walking up to them or whatever. You know, when you hear women like Blue Jasmine or Cardi B, and they talk about they were out there. So then it becomes the men's fault that they were out there. You know, like it becomes men as an aggregate's fault. So this is a way that people will use to say that black girls are not protected. And then my thing is, well, they're not protected because you're in a gynocracy where black women can't be checked. Because a big reason why females, to the extent that happens, I'm not saying this is all that it happens, but a lot of strippers, stuff like that, it comes out of the households. And now this comes into what her service was talking about if your mom was a thought, then you're a girl, then that's sexual competition in your household. This is some stuff that Ayanna Van Zam talked about. So what it always comes back to is that household is broken, and that household is broken is because that bitch can't be checked. Because the policy in the black community is the dear mama policy, meaning the black mother is God and they can't do no wrong. So if anybody challenges, this includes black women, if they challenge the sanctity of the black mother, they are attacked, whether it's a black man or a black woman. I mean, shit. Fresh and Fit just said, I don't date Shaniqua. I saw that video you uploaded. Good video, Bernard. And they're talking about that's hate speech. And when you brought up the situation with the Cynthia G thing that she brought up.
Yeah, she brought it up. Not me.
Then it's, it ain't about that. Because at the end of the day, Cynthia G is cool. To her, it doesn't matter. What matters is, he said, it doesn't even matter that they're not even ADOS. And they're, anyway.
All right, well, hold on. Before we even go all the way down there. I don't think I really got the answer. Like Azrael, like why did you bring up? Hold on. Why did you bring up the national statute?
Well, I was saying 14. Hypothetically in the terms of the what I'm basically saying is the outrage of people say, "Oh my God, that's such a heinous act," and it's like, what I'm not saying that it's wrong. All right, I'm just saying as a country, we did have there was a point in time where we had it at 14. That's all I'm saying. So I just feel as though everybody is appropriating it to a point where it's, oh my God, how should you do it? But it's like literally maybe about 100 years ago. It was at 14.
So do you think something is
I'm not. You understand what I'm saying? I'm understand. People are conflating the morality of certain things. For example, like 100 years ago, people would have been like, prohibition is bad. I mean, it's a good thing, but then it's like now it's like, okay, oh, for prohibition or the use of marijuana. If you grew up in the 50s or the 60s, it'd have been like, oh my god,
so morality shift over time.
That's what I'm basically explaining. I'm neither for nor against. I'm just saying. You ever hear the theory of moral relativism? Meaning,
I understand.
That's what I'm.
That's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Understand that. Hold on. Wait. Hold on for a second. No, I understand moral relativism really well. I've actually debated some people on that, but okay. But if this conversation started out and we're talking about my son husbands and moms kissing boys, I think everybody said that was a problem. What Jim Jones' mom did, I think most men said that that's a problem. So I don't know why Glendon Cameron is being dragged back in here.
Well, what I'm showing is
hold on, wait a minute. What you would have to show is somebody who said this isn't a problem, and that's mostly women, really. That's mostly women who would look at what that Jim Jones situation and or even the Kodak Black situation, but that's kind of different. Well, anyway, they'll look at the Jim Jones situation and say that that's not a problem, but then blow a gasket over Glendon Cameron. I think our position is more or less should be a consistent position that, okay, what Jim Jones said was wrong and what Glendon Cameron said was wrong. Rather we debate the nuance. How old was the girl? He changed the age from one story to the next. I don't know, but overall, I mean, he did say enough problematic stuff.
And I may do a video on my own to do that, but on the son husbandry part of it, at the end of the day, people can say it's wrong all day, every day, but it's accepted. And even, and I'm gonna bring somebody else into this. It was interesting because Jason Black did a video about older women, and he is not a friend of this space. And he just did that video. And one of the things that he used was talk about Lala Anthony and some of the stuff she was talking about to celebrate the new year and how she's replacing Carmelo with her son. So the way she was talking was like me and my son, as if her son was her spouse. And this is what women do when they don't have a man. So the same females that say they don't need a man are the same females that have these incestuous tendencies, even if we call them soft, because you're going to look for that masculine energy somewhere. You see what I'm saying? And he even saw that, even though that wasn't nowhere near on the level of what Jim Jones said, but he was showing this is how that stuff starts in a mentality. And let's be clear here, Kodak Black is really a victim. Because the way he's been socializing and all that, he can't have same thing with Jim Jones. And to be fair to black women, Angela Yee did not want to say that to Jim Jones, but Angela Yee said that's weird. And she tried to basically get him to pivot away from that, to give him an out. So even she was like, nah, because you could tell she was very uncomfortable because she was in a situation that she can't come at him because he's a guest and he's the star, but she is not on board with that. And I think all of them were women. And they were really trying to save him. Part of it was they were trying to keep the secret in there. Angela Yee was probably legitimately didn't want to deal with it. But you could tell he kept on saying it, and people trying to say he was playing. No, he wasn't. Because in his mind is rational. Lil Boosie does that same bullshit when it comes to, he said he had his sons mess with strippers.
A prostitute, I think.
Yeah,
I believe it was an escort.
Yeah, so we got this mentality, and by the way, Jim is from New York, so this is not because the South is usually gets pinned with this. So, this stuff can go a lot deeper, but this is something that even a manosphere don't really like to broach like that because it's just black people are not capable of really having this conversation. Not really.
No,
not
really. I just to me it was just like piggybacking on your.
That's my fault. Like you brought that up. I brought that up.
No. Because what I'm basically saying is that we always, even Charles brought this up. We always try to salvage or preserve the sanctity of black women's sexuality, and then it's like, we basically pimp out our sons, if anything. The narrative in the media is that, oh, black women are the ones that are being sexually taken advantage of. If anything, it's the men. And then we make it as a rite of passage. That's the rite of passage. I've even heard dating coaches like Steve Dean brag about how a lesbian took his virginity when he was like a preteen, you know, and she was like in her 20s, and basically groomed him. And he's like, hey, it was to him, it was the norm. So my thing is, it's just funny to me because everybody was going up in arms like they were about to burn Ed and Glendon at the stake. And then I'm like, do you guys not see a lot of the deviancy goes both ways, if not more, on the woman's side?
Grooming,
you guys never.
Grooming happens. Black men are a lot more groomed than black women.
But hold on, the manosphere definitely sees it, and we're the ones that call it out. So that's why I'm still confused about who y'all going after.
There were people that were contrarians to the point of what Glendon was doing. Okay. My stance was, I'm not neither here nor for it, but if he's in the legal confinements of what he's doing, then I can't say that person is. That's my philosophy.
Okay,
so
hold on, real quick, Ed. No, and I'm with you on that. Even though I said where my personal cutoff point is at is 18. But wait, stop. Hold on, Ed. I said that's where my personal cutoff point is at. And even though that's my personal cutoff point, if somebody is within the law in their state, I'm not about to break out no pitchforks for them. Even if it's 16 or 17, if they didn't break the law in their state, even I personally think that's wrong. That's just me. But we shouldn't be breaking out the pitchforks for somebody who didn't break the law. But overall, I guess what I'm trying to. Damn it, I lost my point.
So, I get it. So let me answer the question. I'm gonna do it in like 10 seconds or less. No, I promise. Your question was why did this come up? Like, because the manosphere as a whole. This wasn't about the manosphere as a whole. I was just pointing out that there was a couple of people in the chat, like 3, that basically were making it seem like, because I'm saying that I'm not fucking no kid, fucking no woman with no kid in the bed, right? That's me because I ain't getting pussy. They wanted to, and those were some of the same folks that was in my comment section, in my chat, talking all that shit the whole time. That's all. It was just them 3. You kind of into the overall manosphere.
Can I say something?
Okay, good. I'm glad you said that, because like
that was all.
We literally went down what I thought was an unnecessary rabbit hole, but I see now it was a smaller point you was making to specific individuals who was coming at you with your position on Glendon Cameron.
Yeah, because they made a couple of comments.
now they coming at you for your position on this. So I think that the individuals that are being addressed are just basically Edward Anderson haters who regardless of what position you take, because I think you are taking we talk about moral relativism, but to the subject matter that somehow came up of, there's people who actually be having sex with the baby, the 6-month-old, 1-year-old in the bed. You took the moral position and said, hell no, you're not doing that. And they're still criticizing you for taking what is the moral position. That means they're going to criticize you no matter what. So it ain't even a bigger, larger point.
I'm the short nigga. Y'all niggas, they're talking that shit are at least like 5'10", 6 foot. I know, even if I would even think about how logistically I would pull some shit like that off, how some of you big motherfuckers
I can't even believe you just went there, nigga. Like, how the fuck did we go there?
Yeah, because you know, if that bitch can't afford a crib, some of these hoes on air mattresses, some of these hoes, the damn sure ain't got no king size bed. So it ain't like you guys. So y'all niggas be acting like y'all got all this damn room. So everything else is washed. That bitch probably got a twin bed. So where's the kid at? See, y'all don't want me to really think about the logistics of how y'all would pull this shit off.
You don't want to hear that story, bro. It'll damage your psyche.
Because I'm like, y'all are like 6'2", 6'3". I'm only 5'5". So on an air mattress, y'all weighing more. Come on, y'all do the wrong thing. That baby bounces up and hits the wall or some shit.
Yeah.
Maybe roll over towards where the action going on as she trying to put the baby's pacifier in the baby's mouth.
And these would be the very niggas. These would be the very niggas talking about, man, I be putting it down, man. I don't know how logistically on an air mattress, because I've had an air mattress when I needed to go camping, because that's what it's for, camping. But anyway, y'all seen her. That shit ain't designed for you to do all that shit. And then like anyway, like see, y'all don't want me to really think about it because then I'm like, how the fuck? Anyway,
I'm telling you,
niggas weighing 230 pounds, 6'4", but them air mattresses ain't even built for y'all that big. And trust me, I like anyway. Don't even get me started. See, that's why I want to go down this road.
Y'all going in and she reaching over trying to quiet the baby while all this is going on. She trying to find the baby pacifier and all this kind of nonsense while all of this is going on. Like, man,
Bernard put all this
out here for these kids.
Bernard put all this investment in this show, and then we just niggified the shit. I'm sorry, Bernard.
No, y'all good. Y'all good. Yeah, good.
But we segued though. We segued off the.
Well, there's something else I did kind of want to bring up as like a little bit more philosophical point though, because I think when we talk about the matriarchy and how it functions and how it's maintained, and we can't really get away from the premature sexualization of the boys. I think that is probably a key component to the matriarchal structure, and it kind of works in probably different layers of approach. But I think one thing I wanted to point out was how you have to keep the men like sexually imbalanced. Maybe it's not the right word, but sort of
repressed in some way.
Unbalanced is close, off guard. Yeah. Right. Shout out to Young Jay, who's 6'5", 260, fucking on the air mattress. Go ahead.
Jesus Christ. But you have to make the sexual desire primary for the male goal. And I think that's really what it is. Whether or not you're
have to pervert
or not, that's a whole nother thing, right? You pervert and exacerbate the natural male sexual desire for a purpose, basically for like a control mechanism. The more men are encouraged to just like fuck whatever, whenever, however, wherever, you're not really gonna go about the business of organizing your life. And if you can't if you could organize your life better, you could pretty much survive and conquer the matriarchal system. And I think that's why it's sort of an integral part of the matriarchy. You have to keep the men worried about sex and chasing sex and all that shit. It gets into deeper, questions about like, how they have these whole no fat movements and then male chastity, all that shit. It kind of starts to bring up like think about this. Why are monks and people like what is the purpose of avoiding women? Like, why do boxers and fighters avoid women before a bout? Like, there's something like when people start talking about harnessing your natural energies and all that shit, it brings up all that other esoteric stuff. But there is a conversation to be had about like the over-sexualization of black males.
Shout out to Black Ram and Succubi.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, because when you think about it, right, your mentality is being skewed, right? Because it's natural, right? At least it's supposed to be natural for you to learn male things from another male who is experienced and an adult, right? That's probably the best scenario for you as a young boy, as a young male coming up. The best scenario for you is to have an older male kind of walk you through the forest of manhood. That's going to be the best outcome. But if that's lacking, right, you don't have that, especially those young kids who don't have a grandfather, uncle, older cousin, a gym coach, a karate instructor, whoever, to kind of guide them through the way. It's all left up to the mother. And when it's left up to the mother, she's going to do the things that she think is best, even if those things are dysfunctional, even if those things are inappropriate. Because what often happens with these women is they skew the boundaries of parent and child. They skew it, right? Your father, if he's your father, most fathers are never going to skew.
They do it with the girls too.
Yeah, they're never, your father's never going to skew the boundaries of parent and child. Your father's never going to try to be your friend. Your father ain't going to try to teach you how to kiss. Your father's not going to let you do anything that's inappropriate for a child to parent relationship. Your father is just not going to do it, but your mother will, because she thinks that she has the right to do it. She thinks that being your mother means whatever she thinks goes should go, even if it crosses the line sexually, mentally, physically. Why do you think women have a tendency to be more abusive than men because they think they can do it. They think they can do it. They think they can take their frustrations out on these children. They think they can use these children as punching bags. They think they can use these children for something to fucking fulfill their sexual fantasies. I mean, that's where this whole Oedipus complex thing comes in at. Because, see, your mother is allowing this. The reason why this young rapper will try to kiss his mama, try to palm his mama's ass in public, the reason why he did this is because she allowed it to lead up to this. This wasn't something that he just woke up one day and it happened.
Which is why I say he's a victim.
Yes, it led up to this. This is something that has been it's been leading up to this ever since he was a little boy, because of the inappropriate boundaries that have been created within that household. I mean, it's not normal for you to be palming your mama's ass. I don't care what nobody says. You can try to explain that shit away as much as you want,
but I'm weird.
That is not normal to be trying to kiss your mama and palm her ass on the dance floor.
You want to hear something?
It led up to this.
You want to hear something weird?
It led up to this.
Prophet of
Go
thought.
ahead. Go ahead.
I know. But I got a confession to make. I know I'm like Bernard, like, oh shit. I don't even hug. You gotta. I may be.
Hold on. We need to be a discretionary. The views and
no, it ain't. It ain't that bad. It don't need a disclaimer. It ain't that bad.
The views of the brother Hurricane is not those of the other people on the show, just his.
It ain't. I promise you, it ain't that bad. And this may be just me, but I'm biased because I don't even like to hug my mom like that. Real talk. That's how bad I am. So I want y'all to understand when y'all hear me talking about some of the shit y'all doing, especially on this shit. I don't even hug my mom like that. I get them hugs that you get when you in the friend zone from a chick, in public. Like, I fuck with you, but I don't fool with you like that. Yeah. That's kind of what I do with my mom, and she'll attest to that. But that may be me. That's probably me. But yeah. So when niggas talk about palming ass and doing all that shit to their mom, I'm like, nigga. And then you're like, fuck you talking about, fuck you talking about. And he's just like, this nigga don't even know why he do what he do. He just rambling at this point. That's all. Y'all thought I was about to blow the shit up.
No, I can tell you. But
Bernard had that deep breath, like.
But the thing with Kodak, hold on. The thing with Kodak, what was worse than what he did is his explanation. Like the if he would have just said, hey,
I'm drunk.
If he would have said, hey, I was drunk, clowning, and acting stupid, and whatever, that would have been okay. I mean, it wouldn't have been okay, but it just would have been like whatever. But the fact that he explained it and justified it in the way that he did, you could tell that it was a lot of long, lingering build up. Like you could tell that I mean, you could practically say it to some degree that I think a man have to be basically groomed in order to come to those conclusions and say that.
Well, the same thing Jim Jones did. Jim Jones, he didn't do it in that same way because it was a faster medium or conversation, but he explained it because they tried to give him creating makeshift lanes to exit off of that highway, and he said no, but you gotta understand, and that was all women around him,
right? So, I think that's the common thread between the two cases right there, is that like that Stockholm kind of syndrome approach that they both took to it, where they can't see themselves that they have been abused. Yeah, right. They don't even have the language to describe it as abuse. You see what Jim Jones cracked me up with? I ran that clip back so many times. He was like, "That's my mother." Like, nigga, we know. Like, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the
point. I was like, bro, they can't even fathom that something is wrong here. And that's we were saying, because no man is around to point out anything could even be wrong. Now he's a man himself. He is really like morally compromised now, essentially.
Yeah, because this is how his mother has brought him to be. I say again, they were groomed into this. It came up to these moments. So, to them, this has become normal. Just like the type of food you eat, the way you grow up, the type of books you read, how you play as a child, all this stuff is normal. It doesn't become abnormal once you become an adult. I mean, it's something that was normal in your household. To them, it's normal to palm mom's ass. To them, it's normal for mom to stick her tongue down your throat and tell you to close your eyes. So, I mean, to them, it's normal. But now they're adults, right? They're adults now. So this is something that they've seen all their life. These are influences that they've ingested and internalized all their life. So now what are they going to do as grown men? Explain it. They will explain it. Why? Because outside of that particular circle of influence with their mother, people question it. People say why. People say what's going on here. These are questions that were never asked in the crib. There was nobody in the crib saying, why you palming mom's ass? There was nobody in the crib saying, why you tongue kissing mama? No, these questions were never asked.
Even
so
worse,
they never
Teapot.
had to be answered.
Teapot, you know what happens even more than that? Don't you tell nobody what go on in this house.
Exactly. We are a secretive people. Brother Bernard, we've spoken about this. We are a secretive people. So once those secrets are out, even if you let them out yourself, what do you try to do? You try to put that toothpaste back in the bottle. And the only way you can do it, especially when other people see it as abnormal, is to explain it, justify it, double down on it, triple down on it. That is all you can do. You cannot do anything else. It's out there now. So it's not like you can hide it. You can't throw it. You can't throw a tarp over it. It's out there. So now you must justify it. Why? Because other people are questioning it.
Man. That statement alone is one of the biggest problems that. And listen. My mom was cool. I just want to make that very clear. My mom was solid. So, but I've heard a lot of people say that. A lot of people I knew would say that their parents would tell them that. And, you know, with the families not being together, where the kid, you know, go with the dad, you know, then he go back with the mom. The mom, you know, don't tell him when nothing to go on in my house. And then even in some of the situations I know, the dad, you know, even he just got the kid for the weekend, don't say nothing about what go on in here. It's like everybody is just indoctrinating the kid to shut up and not say nothing. Okay. And then we get surprised when it comes to, you know, kids getting touched, and then the kid don't feel comfortable telling nobody. You don't feel comfortable talking to the parents about it. Nobody outside the house about it. Everything is a secret. All kind of stuff been normalized forever. But that statement right there, don't talk about nothing that happened in this house outside this house. That's one of the key reasons why so much stuff go off.
But what does that make happen, Brother Bernard? You know what that causes to happen? It causes the BS to continue over time.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why spaces like the manosphere or the black manosphere get a lot of pressure and pushback just in general, regardless of whatever particular subject is being discussed at the moment, simply for that fact. We all come from, like, not all, but as a group, kind of sort of, we come from the households of don't tell nobody what's going on here. And so it's like we're not even supposed to now as men talk about what goes on within our own sphere and with our own relationships. We're supposed to carry that same ethos of don't talk about what goes on under this roof.
You know what? That's one of the criticisms this space get. That, you know, they say that all the time. They figure out different ways to say it, but they basically be like, you know, you're not supposed to be talking about this publicly. What other group of men is airing out the dirty laundry like that? You know, that's something that they say all the time about the manosphere. It basically is more of a shout out Brother Xavier again on something that he said so perfectly, that when it comes to that protection, the main thing they want protection from is protection from criticism. That's what they want to do. So that whole, you know, don't talk about what happened in his house, that you see that mentality playing itself out here in this space on panels or people in the chat room will get up, come up and try to argue that, oh, we shouldn't be saying this, we shouldn't be saying that. No, yes, the hell we should. We definitely should be saying
Brother
this.
Bernard, Bernard, they have this mentality, right? And likewise, you know, I knew a lot of people who went through that. I mean, I was fortunate. You know, I grew up with my father. My father didn't die till I was like 36. So my father was always in my life, always around. And I've heard people like Brother Sotomayor say this as well, man. The thing when you have a father, man, your father doesn't just protect you from the rapist down the road, the monster in the closet, or the boogeyman under the bed. He also protects you from your old mama. Because guess what? When you got a father in the house, mom ain't tongue kissing you. All right? Mom ain't molesting you. Mom ain't doing all this crap to you when you have a father in the house. All right? Because she has to conduct herself like a mother. The man forces that. He forces that even if she doesn't want to. She has to force herself to just be your mother when a man is there. All right? She has to do it. And as far as this secret crap goes, why do you think so many young kids find themselves molested? All right? Because what people don't understand, man, and I talk about this often. Everyone who follows me knows this. It's not just the young girls that get molested. Of course, a bigger percentage of them get molested, but 25% of young boys get molested by the time they're 16, man. That's 1 out of 4. All right? That's 1 out of 4 getting molested. So when you have so many people getting touched, abused, beaten, sexually molested, all right, a cycle of it continues. And we wonder why Black people find themselves in the station that they are. You got people growing up abused and or molested and or neglected and or starved and or beating. You know, you got all these things going on with these young children as they grow up, man. And you wonder why they grow up to do some of the stuff they do. You wonder why these girls grow up to be whores, thoughts, and ratchets. You wonder why these boys grow up to carjack and rob liquor stores.
Well,
I mean,
right
come on, man.
Well, real quick. Hold on. Just hold your thought for a second. Young Jay, thank you for that super chat you sent earlier. I didn't read it because it was an unnecessary shot at Ed, and I didn't want that. Right, I didn't want to read that super chat and then bring out all of Ed's trolls. But I did. You did send the super chat. I do appreciate it. Son is Hot Rod in the building with the $10. At least I think that's $10, even though I look like a different currency. But thank you for the super chat. Nonetheless, he says, which is why a lot of us refuse therapy, not because we don't need it, it's because we don't. Ooh, good point. We don't want to incriminate ourselves because a lot of what goes on in these houses is criminal. Don't snitch policy. That's a real good point.
Right. Listen, I got to snitch. I want to snitch right now. Can I put my hands up? I got to tell.
Go ahead.
Like,
go
listen,
ahead.
We was talking T-Pie about
conservative. This is a safe space. Don't worry.
Right. Go ahead.
You were talking about like the molesting and all that stuff, and thank God I didn't have to get any of that experience. But I will say this: I remember one of my mom's boyfriends, like, we was riding around selling dope, and like now I'm sitting here on the panel, and like he was selling, I was just riding around with him, and basically I was his cover. Now that I look back at it, he's riding around with a kid, like. But like I now that we sitting here talking, that shit just sparked the memory, and I was just at the same time like, my dad would have never, like, there's no way in hell I'd have been riding around selling dope with my dad.
Absolutely not, man.
Though.
Absolutely not.
How old were you when this was happening?
Middle school, like, I don't know,
12.
Actually, I would say probably either 8th or 9th grade, somewhere around that age.
Crazy.
Damn.
Yeah. But like you were talking about like the one aspect, because the abuse thing, the sexual and physical abuse thing, kind of gets brought up a lot, and again, that's not my experience, but I think there's another way that thing spirals into bad behavior. Still, like all right. So if you're the type of woman who dates Pookie, you're bringing Pookie home as the role models for your children now.
Absolutely, man. And we overlook this stuff, right? You know, I often get told, because I talk about this stuff quite frequent, I actually have a series on my channel, and it's called The Old Mama Series. And what it talks about is all these things, man. Because see, me, I tell the secrets. I don't have a problem with telling the secrets, because keeping these secrets has harmed us, all right?
Yeah.
Because imagine if one of these children who was getting beaten or abused or touched or neglected, what if they were allowed to tell somebody and somebody believed them? Maybe it would have stopped at the first time. Instead of going on for 5 and 10 years, it would have happened at one time. The kid said something to somebody, they believed it and did something about it. But if you tell the kid, don't talk about what goes on in mama's house, not only are you forcing this kid to just be silent about what's going on with them, what are you doing to the kid mentally when they are 5 and 6 and 7 years old and something is happening to them that they don't even understand? They're being forced to deal with it, right? Because it's not like a 7-year-old can jump in his truck and leave. He has to stay there and endure it for as long as it goes on. What does that do to a child as they're growing up, especially when the one person, their old mama, their last line of defense, ignores it, denies it, accuse the kid of lying? So they have no one. So the only thing they can do every night when they go to sleep, sit in that room and twiddle their thumbs and wait for this person to come in their room. That's all they can do. There's nothing else. And you have no idea what this child is going through, man. This is a kid. This isn't an adult. They got things happening to them that they cannot comprehend, and there's no one to tell. And when they do tell, they're reprimanded. They're beat. Man, I have so many stories. I've had these people on my page talk about this stuff. You go through my archives, I have multiple people who have came on my channel and talked about it. They said, X, this guy was molesting me. He was touching me. I told mom. She got mad at me. She beat me. I couldn't do nothing. I had to stay in my room and just wait for this guy to come in every night and touch on me. I mean, this is what's going on. And we don't like to talk about it because we think that people like me, you know, X, you're overblowing it. You're exaggerating. Man, you got 240 some odd people in this chat room. I guarantee you there's people in this chat, it happened to them. That's how prolific it was. It's people in this chat that they know somebody that it happened to. They have cousins. They have brothers. They have nieces, nephews, friends that it happened to. That's how prolific it is. But no one wants you to talk about it.
An interesting story that happened when I was in my late teen years. I remember a relative of mine. I'm gonna protect the names. I'm gonna not say the names to protect the innocent and the guilty, I guess, as they would say. But I remember the relative of mine would have a lot of parties, like at least like maybe twice every month or something like that. But a lot of people used to come over the house, right? And I remember one of my relatives' friends, like girlfriends and whatnot, they would always drop off their kids. Like, for example, if the party was on a Friday, they would drop off the kids on a Friday, and they don't come back until Monday. So what they would do is they would party on Friday and then party throughout the whole week. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm at my relative's house, and I was just pissed. And then when I came home, I was telling my mom, I was like, if I ever found out that my kid was at some stranger's house and they didn't even have no change of clothes on, I'd just be highly upset. You know what I mean? Think about this. It's like in my family, there's a lot of men that on my father's side of my family, there's a lot of men there. And my thing is, you have men coming back and forth. Now, I would stay at that relative's house to sleep over. And I'm thinking to myself, like, these people don't even know me, like, from a can of paint. Like, anything could have happened to these kids. Anybody could have came in there and, touched them and this, that, and the third, and no one would know about it. You know what I mean? And from, I would observe some of the behaviors, and I'm thinking to myself, they wouldn't even call, like their mothers wouldn't even call to say, hey, like, is my kid okay? Like they would literally be in their clothes, in the same clothes that they had on Friday. And I see them come back and pick them back up on Monday morning. And I'm like, you didn't think, like, you think this is normal? Like your kid could have got molested like every day for like the past 3 days and you would never know. And I was just so irritated. I was telling my mom, I was like, if that was ever my baby mother, I can't say what I can say on Bernard's show, but I would be going off the wall, because I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, like anything could have happened to those kids and no one would ever know.
Yeah. That is wild. That is wild.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me check. Okay, we got 12, well, going on 11 minutes. I'm shutting it down promptly at the 3-hour mark. I'm shutting this thing down. So we almost say this? Yeah. No, I was
say this before I go.
Yeah, I was about to more or less. Wait, who was that? Was that a Hood Conservative or X talking?
That's me. That's me.
Okay, no, I'm gonna give you the last word. So, but shout out to Captain Cisco in the building. He says, I see a lot. He says, I see a lot of Latina baby mama kissing their sons on the mouth on the gram. I think Latinos is weird too when it comes to that stuff. I don't know that much about their culture, but I think that don't sound far-fetched. I'll just say that don't sound far-fetched. I think they be on some of that stuff too. But but I don't know. I can't confirm it. But let's see. Azrael, well, you just said a lot, so I mean, you kind of just dropped your last words, but you can go ahead.
Thank you for having me on the chat. In the panel. I just want to say, for all the men out there, you know, I'm closing in on 30 almost. Just protect your seed, man. Don't even, if you know a woman has a suspect behavior, just protect your seed, because it can unravel into a world where your kids will be exposed to the most heinous, horrific things. But thank you for having me on the panel. I appreciate it.
Yep, no doubt. Hood Conservative, go ahead, man. What you got for the last words on this?
Oh yeah, thanks. This is great being up here. Thanks for having me up here again, Bernard. And Teapot, I saw you got us booked already. I'm gonna get prepared for that. It's gonna be troll.
Yeah, I'll see you Thursday night, my brother. I'll see you Thursday.
I'm gonna have to troll my way through this one. It's gonna be tough, but I will do it. So I'm gonna bring this message to the people. But in closing, I would like to say that I think we're all slowly just stumbling into the reality that women will have children almost automatically. Women are just almost bound to have children, but it is in fact the men who make it a family. And I think we need to all keep that in mind. And I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, I like the way you worded that. Definitely like the way you worded that. Brother Xavier, this topic, the original topic, I almost forgot what the original topic was. I was talking about that chick that tried to say NFL players are slaves and no different from a stripper because they use their body to make money or whatever. That's how we started out today, but then I ended up playing that Jim Jones clip and we took a whole nother turn, and you saw the bat symbol. You got to answer the call when them old mamas get on trial. You know, you got to come make sure we throw the book at them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic for your last words. Go ahead. You got it.
Well, as always, Brother Bernard, I appreciate you letting me up here, man. You've always shown me a courtesy when it comes to your channel, and I appreciate it, my brother. I'll say this, man, and I'll kind of concur with Brotherhood Conservative, man. One thing about this, man, I know y'all hear me, man. I know a lot of y'all that listen to Brother Bernard listen to me. And I've been told that I talk about these mamas way too much, but I disagree, man. I think I don't talk about them enough, folk. I don't talk about them enough. And you know what else? Neither do you. I know it's hard. I know this your mammy, okay? She raised you and half fed you and half clothed and housed you and put you on the bus for a few years. I get it. But guess what, man? Your mom, those of you who had those sorry, irresponsible mothers, man, she screwed you up. She did. A lot of the things she did, she screwed you up. A lot of the things she did were dysfunctional. And now that you are an adult, you realize a lot of those things were dysfunctional. And you still will cover for her. Why? Because you thinking that you're covering for yourself, but you're not. Your mother victimized you if she beat you, neglected you, molested you. You were the victim in this, man. It wasn't your fault that she did these things. She was your parent. Her job was to raise you, rear you, guide you, not abuse you, not molest you, not beat you, not starve you. So the reason why we like to hide these things, not so much to protect mama, but to protect our own identity and our own morals and our own integrity. But we've got it mixed up because mama has convinced us that we were an active participant in this, but we weren't. What we were was somebody who was being treated like property, and that property she chose to abuse. But that's all. I appreciate you, Brother Bernard. Peace to everybody in the chat, man. Come holler at me Wednesdays and Thursdays, and Sunday, come check out Brother Sotomayor. He'll be live on the TPOT YouTube page. You Negroes know. Peace. Peace, Brother Bernard.
Peace, peace, peace. Thanks for coming on up. Thanks for coming on up. No, we always love when we get a visit from X. I meant to drop it right as he was leaving.
Only from TPOT Media. Open your minds.
Right on, right on. Shout out to Brother X. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Shout out to each and every one of you. We about to get up out of here. I'm dropping the link to the pre-recorded video I dropped at 8 a.m. this morning. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and check that out. It was an interesting conversation I had with a female caller who called into the show. So go ahead and check that one out. Dropping the link for it right there for you. At least I think that's the right link that I'm dropping. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Let me do it one more time just to make sure. Make sure I clicked on the right thing. Might be sending y'all somewhere else to something else that y'all ain't supposed to see. But there it is right there. So make sure y'all go ahead and check that one out. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Peace.